Good morning, nerds, and welcome to today's live stream for Slytherin. Their home of Wargamers live stream is going live, and we're going to check it out here today, following games like Starship Troopers, Terran Command, and also a little look at Stargate, and some on-release titles, or titles, new games that we haven't heard of yet. So welcome, good to see you all here, and thank you very much for keeping this a bear-free community, keeping us safe, chat. Glad you didn't spam any bears at all. I'm looking high and low, far and wide. I don't see a single, whatever the technical name of bears are. Well, good to see you all back. We're going to go ahead and hang out for 3.5, 4 hours, whatever it may be, and find out, well, what's new in the world of video games. Good to see you all back. Feel welcome to know that this is a sponsored stream, by the way. I should mention that. Today's stream is sponsored by Slytherin. They are sponsoring today's live stream of their stream, a restream, if you will. And you can find all of the titles that they'll be talking about today down below in the description. And then also just check Steam for anything that we are... There's a few games that we just don't know about. They haven't announced. They're secrets. So we'll have to find that out together. All right, we'll get started in just a moment. I'm just going to make sure I can check their streaming page or whatnot, or whatever they're doing. There we go. Cool. And let's see here. Oh, also, there's more on that Terminator game. They got a really badass Terminator game coming out that looks a little bit like World in Conflict, how it plays. And I'm very excited for that. Oh, there we are. Good morning, Pinto Bless emote. I hate you and miss you. Yeah, their new Terminator game. I forget what it is. Terminator something Alliance. It wasn't on the list of things that they'll show, but maybe it'll make an appearance. I don't know. Ah, yes. Oh, is this what it? We're going live to our correspondent in the field, Pinto, who's now on a United first class flight to the other side of his house. Pinky's out, boys. Pinky's out. Just kidding. Oh, here we go. By the way, chat, don't forget to hit the like button. I'm doing my part. Demonetized. Damn. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we don't want that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see it with your bad self. If you're into taking L's, then it can't help. I'll be the self-made champ. Look at my belt. I built this all from the ground. Terminator. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now. So are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the? Are you ready for the comeback? You know we don't. Submarine. Yeah. I was nervous we wouldn't see Broken Arrow.
Live from the Grand Canal Hotel in Venice.
Ah, yes, of course.
Slytherin is proud to present home of Wargamers Live.
Hello, everyone. We're live from Venice. It's a pretty exciting
Oh, they're at Tan's
moment for
house.
us. We are live from one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and as they say here, ciao to everyone. We are going to have a pretty intense 3 hours of live streaming.
Hell yeah,
As
brother.
you have seen from the video before. Sorry, I'm missing the...
Yes, there will be news on the naval combat game in just a moment.
As we have seen in this recap video.
Correct.
You know, we started quite a long time ago. It's been like 22 years now, and we have quite a lot in house for the future. And this is what we want to talk about now. We're going to talk about the future. The future for us is full of very big releases. We want to make sure that today is about these future releases. We have been doing a good, good time, and looking at the past, and how far we've come and so on. We're now in a position to say, let's look ahead and see what happens tomorrow for us. And tomorrow is full of big releases. Today we have 3 hours of live stream where we are going to sort of focus on 4/5 of these releases. 2 of these you have never heard about.
Ooh.
3 of these you actually know about. And these are Master of Magic, Starship Troopers, Terran Command, and Stargate Timekeepers. We have, so how it's all going
What's
to
up,
work.
Jolo?
Well, first of all, we have a live audience, which is made of internal staff of
I'm
the
here.
company.
Hello.
We are all here in Venice for an offsite,
shout
so
out.
it was a good opportunity for us to do a live event whilst everyone was here. So it's everyone from production, everyone from operations,
Me.
and we've got developers, programmers, artists, and more. And also we have the producers, and they are the ones that are better suited to talk about the games. So Master of Magic, Starship Troopers, and Stargate will have live on stage a producer addressing questions from the audience and so on.
Sweet.
The other thing we've got is 2 unannounced games, and we have more. We have other announcements on things that you might not expect from us. So I'm pretty excited about all this. It's a great moment for us, and
Will it be a city builder?
On a stage from a beautiful city? We're able to bring all of our kids here, and so before we go into the games, I'd like to welcome on stage Julia, who is going to help me do this.
Hello.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, Marco.
We're going to have this conversation together. Basically, it's a live event we're going to host together. Julia, as you know, is the face of our website and our social media. Yeah, you try to. Our social media and right. So, Julia, we can expect a lot from today, but you want to sort of start by saying a few things to our viewers and followers.
Of course. First of all, welcome, everybody. We are really excited. And I remind you that you can communicate with us. You can ask whenever you want. You just have to follow our social channels. You have to follow Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, of course, Twitch and YouTube. And you can ask your questions directly in the chat. We will answer. We will also answer to the questions our followers already made on our social channels in the past days. And the questions we won't be able to answer, we will answer in the tea time, of course.
Yeah. It's almost going to be like a place where you can ask any question.
Yeah.
So make sure
Jerry's
you do this.
egg fried rice
interact with us.
recipe.
We already stored some questions, but some of the stuff we are going to
We'll get
pick
an
up
answer,
live
chat.
and make sure that we address.
We'll get an answer for sure.
During the live streams. So
Damn straight.
I can see some people far on the back that are already ready to do their bit. But before we get to that point,
I have to remember our hashtag.
The hashtag.
Yeah, I have to. Sorry, our hashtag is HowLive2022. So write it down, remember it, and use it on your social channels to speak about our live.
Yeah, one other thing I wanted to say, I'm going to say more during this event, is that we're going to have a lot of other Twitch channels hosting us and
Yeah.
co-hosting us.
Yeah.
So I want to thank them all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
shout
for
out.
Thank you
your
very much.
support and making sure that our games are in front of your viewers and followers' eyes.
Yeah.
The first game that we are going to see today is Master of Magic. Then we're going to do. So this is going to be taking quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
One of the things, Julia, we are trying to do today is go in depth with the games.
Yes, yes. We will show something that you users have never seen, and we are really excited about that because it's a great chance to see more of the game, waiting for it to be released.
Yeah, I think one of the when we discussed about this event the first time, we wanted to do something that was not only about announcing things and showing screenshots, but actual live gameplay.
Yeah, live gameplay. And thank you to Alienware that is supporting
Oh,
us.
Alienware.
on the live
Nice.
Exactly.
And you will be able to
Very
see
nice.
something new,
Yeah,
new.
something. Yeah, I mean, I think Master of Magic is a good example. You're going to see
What's up,
a
Zoxter?
lot of the game, a lot of what we have done so far with the game, and also on the other products we're going to show, there is a lot of extra gameplay you haven't seen before.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have also Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
Which
there
is
we
going
go.
to end our live event today.
Yeah, and that will be released soon.
It's the 16th of June.
June,
Yeah,
yep.
we're releasing on the 16th of June.
16th of
Starship
June.
Troopers, we're going to show you, hopefully, a full scenario, an entire scenario. And we also have Stargate with, again, another live scenario played by the producers and the development team.
Yes.
The other thing is, there's some unannounced things. How
Yes.
excited how are you about that?
I'm so excited.
If it's
I know,
unannounced, it's
the
probably going to
games
be like a
we are talking
strategy
about.
game.
And I'm so excited that they don't know them, and they will be so surprised and happy about these upcoming.
I think some of them know, but they
We'll
don't
see.
know, right?
Yeah,
It's-
maybe. Yes.
It's-
Some of them make some guessing on our Twitter in the past days.
And some were correct.
Some
Were pretty correct, yeah.
You will know later if you were right or not.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so without further ado, I will now introduce you guys to Alberto and Mark, who are going to play and comment on Master of Magic. Actually, Paolo Paglianti, the mighty Paolo Paglianti, playing
My boy.
Master of Magic Live as if it was 1994, and he was there. It's like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And-
He always talks about Master
Master
of
of
Magic.
Magic, it's
that
like
he was
his,
born in 1994, that I was born in 1994, so I am as old
Oh,
as
right.
Master. Yeah.
Ah, I didn't
we're
know
all
that.
at the
Didn't know
same
that.
age.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right, guys. So let's take a look at Master of Magic now.
Yeah.
Additionally, I have keys to give away during our stream today, too.
28 years ago, a game started a whole new genre. Today, developer Muha Games and Slitherine are proud to present the next generation of the Master of Magic franchise. Welcome on stage, senior producer Mark Hardesty and senior brand manager Alberto Casalini.
Hi everyone, hello. I'm here with Mark and Paolo, and today we're going to show you Master of Magic. This is a remake of a classic from the 90s. So, Mark, what can you tell us about the game?
Well, it involves magic, it involves wizards. It's very much a remake of the classic 90s, as Marco was saying. I think it's from 94. It's a 4X strategy game, one of the earliest there was. And there's exploration, there's research of magic. Yeah, I mean, it's a classic, really.
Yeah, it basically established the rules for 4X games.
Oh,
Yes.
it's the original 4X game?
Yeah, I mean, there's been, and it's very
didn't
much
know
a
that.
remake that we're doing. Even to the point when I sort of talked to the developers for a game design documents, they are working from the Master Magic Wiki. So it is very much a remake.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let's jump into the game. We have a number of things to show you today.
Ooh, some gameplay. Let's go.
So first, we'll have a look at the number of available wizards. And wizard customization, we will have a look at the number of available races and all the spells and all the units. It's a lot of stuff, so let's jump into it.
Okay.
Non si vede niente. Non vediamo niente. All right, so now we see it. Okay, so what do we see here?
Yeah, so when you start a new game, there are 14 wizards that
14?
are available to choose from. Again,
Holy
all
crap.
Kind of,
That's a
the
lot.
classics from the original game. Each wizard has its own sort of characteristics and its
Wait,
its sort of
I meant this one.
magical school that it comes from.
Yeah,
As you can see on the
ooh,
bottom
chat.
right, there are
Ooh.
various spell books. And depending on those, you get a different sort of set of spells from the different schools. So Merlin here is sort of heavy on sorcery, and if you choose another wizard, you can see how that all changes. So you've got nature there. Yeah, there are dark wizards that sort of deal with chaos and death.
Yeah.
And there are ones that are sort of more life-based.
You want me to play this one when it comes out?
And depending on
I'm
who
interested.
you choose, it's
I'm
different-
interested.
Yeah, it's a different gaming experience because you have a whole different set of spells.
Yeah. Also, each wizard behaves according to a different personality. So, of course, for instance, Ariel will behave differently, diplomatically. She will be possibly more keen on collaborating with
Yeah,
other
they're all
wizards,
very, very
while,
different. Very, very different.
Others, more
Yeah, there
more
are more.
evil inclined wizards will be a bit more nasty.
There are more warlike wizards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, within the game, there's up to 5 other wizards you're playing. So yeah, you can play them off each other, or play according to their traits. Really, as we can see, there's a bit of a makeover. Anybody who knows the original game and what they looked like before.
Oh, what has she got?
They look a lot prettier now, but they do have that kind of core of what they were.
Okay. All right, so there is a wizard customization screen if you want to make your own wizard. As you can see here, we can enter our name. All right, perfect. Yeah. What do we see here, Mark?
So this is where you pick your trait in magic.
Yes.
You have a number of points that you can spend on either spells and spell books or on traits. Now, a trait will be things like if you're charismatic, you may get more
passive
heroes
abilities.
coming towards you, kind of
Maybe.
coming to work for you. And also, you can, if you have too many traits, you have less spell books available.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a sort of balance between what you want, how you want to play.
Yeah.
There are certain traits, for example, like Mirren. We have a couple of planes that the game is played on, and if you're Mirren, it allows you to choose additional races that we'll sort of get to in a bit. You could play where you have no traits and you just have a large proportion of spells, or you can have more traits. And
Life,
it's
death,
customization.
chaos, nature, and
It's giving you a different
sorcery.
game, depending
Just
on how
like
you
in
sort of
real
customize
life.
it as well.
Yeah. We'll have a more thorough look at spells later, but it should be noted that after you start the game, you can always research new spells. So, yeah, let's continue.
So yeah, the next thing is actually choosing the spells you're going into. So because we've picked Death and Chaos spells, they're quite dark spells that Paolo's chosen. So you can, you start with any kind of common spells, and depending on how many books you've brought in, you might have, you could have a large range of different schools of magic.
Yeah.
So you can, for example, you may have only 2 spells from Death you can choose, but here we have more spells that are actually available.
Awesome.
Yeah, and there are over 200 spells in the game.
That's a lot of spells.
Yeah, and they're fairly...
They're all unique.
They are fairly unique, and
Like they're not variations of the same spell. They're just completely different spells.
They are, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the developers, Muha Games, who we should really talk about, they are constantly saying how unique they are, which means that each one is kind of coded separately. Yeah, so you choose the spells, and then when you're happy with that, we go to the race screen.
Yes.
So when you start a game,
Yep, we'll see
you
some
start with a
Starship
race.
Troopers here today.
And the first
They will
few
be
sort of
covering that a little
minutes
bit later
of
in the event.
game will be sort of basically this race that you're sort of starting with. But as you meet new settlements, and either I say befriend them, probably attack and take over the settlements. You then get those races that you found, then you can start kind of creating units and managing the towns there. As you can sort of see, the screen split between
Thanks for the restream.
Arcanus on the left.
You
and
got
Mirren
it, my man.
on the right.
Welcome
Arcanus is
to the
more of a kind of,
restream.
a natural
Oh no,
world,
is that a bear, chat?
where Mirren is more sort of
No.
darker, magic-ridden
It's a
world,
bear.
like the darker
Oh
elves,
no.
the beastmen and the draconians.
Oh, I guess I
Mirren.
can't play this after all.
Each race is
Oh,
very
no.
different. You obviously have different units, you have different abilities.
Every
you have
game
different
has to have
buildings.
bears. Every game.
Certain races, like the halflings, only have a few buildings that you build and a few units that you can kind of create, whereas the orcs and the high men, they have a very long kind of construction tree where you're building a lot more kind of complex units. Literally, I know the high elves are like, the high men are sort of 3 times more unit types than the halflings, for example.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
It should be noted that the race you start with is not necessarily the only race you will play with during your campaign. As you conquer more settlements, you can acquire subjects from different races. So by end game, you might be leading a coalition of high elves, high men, lizardmen, nomads, orcs, halflings. There's really a lot that you can do. Also, you mentioned Arcanus and Mirren. It should be noted that these two worlds coexist on different planes. During a normal playthrough, you can switch from one plane to another. There are certain ways that you can use to travel from Arcanus to Mirren and vice versa, including spells and magical gates. But yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that basically you will need to establish a presence in both worlds. So Master Magic really plays on 2 different maps.
That's right, yeah.
All right.
I just want to say before we go from the races.
The game's name
they
is
do
Master
play
of Magic,
differently.
yes.
I've been playing, we're at beta at the moment with the game.
Masters of Magic.
And I've been playing for a number of months, and I still haven't played every combination. And there are certain races I'm not starting with. So there's a lot in there, and depending on the kind of your wizard and the races you choose, it's a very different starting position. And depending on the race you choose, the abilities are very different. Like the Clacons, which are kind of this lizard insect type race, they produce units very quickly and they sort of spread very quickly. Whereas the high men, it's a much slower kind of building up, but they're a stronger unit as you get through.
Yes.
So again, there's different play styles that you sort of get.
But yeah, as you can already see, there's a lot of variety in Master of Magic. You can choose 14 different wizards, 14 different races, 200 different spells. We see later that there are
200
almost
spells?
200 different unit types.
There are, yes.
So many dozens of different magical items that you can also craft new ones. So there are really endless possibilities. All right, enough of an introduction. We have prepared a save game for you. So there is this sort of advanced gameplay situation that we want to show you. Basically, we want to show you a more established setting in which we have already settled a few cities, built a few armies, and researched quite a few spells. Mark, actually, you did this save game.
Yeah,
what can you tell us?
I can say. So I chose Merlin, sort of classic Merlin, not customized in any way. And I chose.
We know Merlin. He's from King Arthur.
I think it's kind of turn
That's right.
180, 200, around that sort of period. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of play. So that's kind of the world we're sort of going in with. So you start with a main settlement, which is centered when we first go in there. So this was a halfling settlement. And this is the world. You can sort of zoom in, you can zoom out.
And this is Arcanus, sorry, right?
This is Arcanus.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it's very green and
yeah.
Very
there
green.
are different types of biomes that you sort of see there, from sort of tundra and green and wooded areas and mountains and volcanoes, and a lot of water as well.
Awesome.
There's a fog of war. You can see the clouds as you explore. Usual thing. You kind of clear and explore.
It's hexagon.
As you have units
Nice.
or settlements, they stay clear. If you move through a piece and then
Yes, the Hyman will probably
there's a slice
consume
of
more
grain to that.
food, chat, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the city screen.
Yes.
Hey, Jerry,
Paolo's
welcome to the
chosen
stream.
Our main city, which, as I said, was a halfling. Cornbury, There's some town names that we've got in. I just want to say, we went initially with the original Master of Magic town names, but there were places like Coventry and Birmingham, many places that I lived in, which was as far away from fantasy as possible. So the dev team have gone in and tweaked them slightly.
Yeah.
Cornberry?
Some of those.
Yeah, there are tons of different subtle differences compared to the original Master of Magic.
Yeah.
It's not like a completely
Hi, chat.
faithful remake.
Welcome, everybody.
I
see a lot of people joining.
Yeah.
But there are a
Welcome.
number of improvements quality of life improvements in order to bring the game to a modern era.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the city view. We have two city views. We've got the kind of three, and we have the map, the 2D map view. So the 2D map view is a little bit more detailed, shows the buildings that
I like that it's drawn like a
of all the
a
buildings
city map
too.
from like the 1700s.
And it allows you, as you're sort of searching the worlds, as you select on an opponent settlement, you can also sort of see which buildings
up,
they've
Mesala?
sort of, got in there in detail. So yeah, so we have that. Just to sort of explain some of the stuff here, kind of bottom left, we have the units that are currently in the settlement.
Yeah.
So again,
That's the garrison, right?
yes, yeah, that's the garrison. So we've got mainly halflings. We've got a couple of heroes in there as well. We've got a wizard. Again, all from the original. Zaldron. And a barbarian in there that would have joined us at some point. So you get details there. You have
No, I don't
top
think
right,
so, Tampa
you
guy.
have a little section on
No.
what the output of the town is. So I've currently got most of my people there are currently producing food. They're
Hi,
farmers,
Danny.
But you can balance it if you want. If you're building a lot of stuff or creating units, you can move them to workers.
Bird.
Yeah, I see that we have a natural resource.
Yes, we do. Yes. So the dotted line around the city sort of shows its influence. So if there was minerals there, it'll help to the building. If there's gold, it increases gold. If there's wood, it means the sort of building, constructing buildings increases in sort of efficiency as well.
Okay.
So you have settlements where you can kind of create you have settlers that can create new settlements. So again, exploring and, I usually build things on the shore because that increases gold and trade and food production.
Is he saying that
For
more
instance,
wood
this
is needed?
town is inhabited by orcs, not by halflings. Like our capital is inhabited by halflings, but these ones are orcs.
Oh, that's right. That was one of the first settlements that I sort of captured while
No
playing
way.
this game.
Yeah.
So if you
More
look on
wood
the
is
manage
needed?
now. So this gives you an idea of how you
Ooh.
create new buildings and also create new units. As you see, as Paul is sort of scrolling up
Yeah,
and
this
down,
okay,
the
whoever
building
was saying
types.
this kind of has some Civ elements, you're
I
right.
think in the original,
Things
you
like
could create-
cathedrals
you could
and
sort of
guard
construct
towers and
one
farms.
building at a time or one unit
Yeah,
at a
yeah,
time.
that's
We
new.
have a small kind of construction queue you can set up, and you can
Thank you,
change
Danny K.
between buildings and different units.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Paolo, if you just want to click bottom right through the different kind of units as well. There's a little arrow where it's one of two.
More to the right, under the units list. Yes.
Just to show there's kind of more orc units that you can get there.
Orc cavalry?
Since
Oh, great.
this is an orcish town, it totally makes sense that you can only produce orcish units.
Orcs, yes.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Also, as Mark mentioned, the construction queue is entirely new. It wasn't in the original Master of Magic. It's one of those quality of life improvements since the original.
That's a cool transition.
Right.
All right, so since we were discussing units, let's have a look at the army management screen, and maybe let's try to explore the map a bit, shall we?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so in the top right there are a number of screens you can go to. The army screen. We see all the armies that we have. We can kind of go into each unit and sort of get some detail about them. We also have the heroes, and if we find artifacts, we can then assign.
Yes, this is the planet of
artifacts to
Clethendu
those
from
heroes.
Starship Troopers. That's coming
I
soon.
don't think in this one we have any artifacts.
We just got to be
Maybe
patient,
we
but
get more once we fight some battles, but
Possibly,
we'll
yeah.
get to that, yeah.
I want to see what the battles are like in this game.
What's that unit I see on Army 4? That's very interesting.
So that's
Paolo, can we have a look at it? Oh, that's a cockatrice.
Yes.
What
we've got
the
Cockatrice.
hell is
This
that?
A summon spell that I had researched and then cast.
Oh my
they're quite powerful,
God.
sort of mid-range.
I bet it tastes like chicken.
Fantastic creatures. But you know, they fly quite quick, which means their movement over water, mountains is quite high.
Yeah.
So I was using these to sort of explore the world.
Yeah.
And I think these ones are actually, they had discovered another wizard's settlement as I was sort of playing that.
Yeah, just like with spells, there are so many units in the game. I believe you told me earlier there are almost 200 units, unique type of units.
I want to say 196.
That's very
but
precise.
I'm quite happy for the developers to say if I'm wrong. Yes, there's 196,
Nice.
give or take,
Yeah.
sort of different units.
Nice.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention that, many strategy games have variations of the same units, but with Master Magic, they're really, really different and diverse, and each unit type has its own particularities and characteristics and special traits. They're really unique, and they feel differently on the battlefield.
Oh, you think it's a free-range chicken?
And
Oh,
especially when
okay.
you come to the heroes as well.
I got you.
Because you have heroes who have, if you, I don't know if you can select the.
Yes, can we
wizard.
see one hero in Army 1?
So there's the.
Yep.
Or in fact, go to the cockatrices, Paolo. We
Yes.
could go there instead. So this is the cockatrices, and I just want to say, Banter, the sort of the settlement just to the left, that will be another wizard's
Okay.
settlement.
Ah,
that
right,
I've just sort of
right.
discovered. Should we talk about the spells?
Yes.
As they're now in front of us.
Let us do it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, spells, of course, are central to the game.
That's true.
Yeah. So as Mark was saying, there are over 200 unique spells. This is our spell book currently. You can scroll pages like an actual book. Right now, we only have a few dozens spells, if I remember correctly. But
Well,
you can already see that they're very, very diverse.
Yeah. Do you want to just turn the page?
Yeah,
Paolo?
let's. turn
Yeah,
the
this
page
is a
of the spell
remake
book.
from
There's a few
1994.
pages that we've got
Yes.
currently. Yeah, and all of these are researched. You start off with maybe 8 spells, and you research more as you sort of progress. You can cast the spells in the world map at any time. Each one has an amount of time to actually be cast, and each one costs an amount of mana to actually cast as well.
Yeah.
So
Commander
I've actually got
Wolf,
quite a bit of
thanks
mana
for the
at
5,
moment,
dude.
So they're quite, almost.
I'm here for the Starship
immediate,
Troopers and
some of these
Stargate.
spells.
May the glory
Nice.
ooze
We
Chad
actually
Sir
have,
Hammond of Texas
on
rest
the
in
save
peace.
game,
Wonder if
the
we'll see
turn
the Pegasus
beforehand,
Galaxy
I had
too.
finally
Ooh.
cast a planar shift.
Thank you, dude.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
allows me to sort of shift
Sounds
between
juicy.
Arcana. So I don't know if we click on the icons on the
Birds.
right.
Oh,
sort of
God,
our
the death
the
chickens.
New items, units, and spells. So if I choose that, so I've now moved planes into Mirror, which
So
is
this is Mirror.
yeah. So this is
Nice.
a whole new world that sits kind of on top or below of Arcanus.
And we already found a settlement. That's
There
brilliant.
is a settlement
Yeah,
nearby as
that's
well.
brilliant.
There you go.
For instance, what's that thing with the yellow beam coming from the sky?
It is a place of interest
Nice.
where there may be gold and artifacts. You may get mana from it, but often guarded by fantastic creatures. So some are easy to conquer, and some will wipe you out because they will be too. You can meet some pretty.
I
nasty-
could only imagine
nasty
that they're not going to be very
Sounds
nice.
great. Okay, let's have a look at the magic, at the spells research screen. It's just next to the cast spells button.
That's right.
Actually, this is the magic management screen. But yeah, we can also have a look at this. Here, Paolo is balancing our points between mana storage, research, and casting spells, right?
That's right, yeah. It allows you just to be sort of flexible. If you're getting low on mana, you can put up your mana sort of kind of creation just to get it. And
Those
you can
vials
obviously, where
look
it says
so cool.
alchemy, it allows you to transmute between gold into mana.
You want me to
and-
turn up the
and back
volume?
as well.
Sure.
You can, if you're starting to run out of gold, but you have a lot of mana, you can sort of move things. But it's more information. It kind of, the enchantments you control in the world, as you kind of create things, it'll kind of give you information about what you're doing there.
Awesome. Paolo, can we have a look at the research spell button? It's on the top, just next to the cast spell button.
Top center.
Top center. No, that's the magic screen. There we go. Nice.
Yeah, so this is the spells. So currently I was researching the summoning circle, which allows me to, when I cast a summon spell, a summon smell maybe, a summon spell.
That could be a spell of its own, right?
It could be, yes. Yeah. Then the creature is created in your original city, where your sort of tower of power is, your wizard's tower.
Okay.
But this spell allows you to choose another settlement. So if you're fighting on a front away on the map, then you can start sort of summoning creatures kind of
Fancy.
closer to that. But as you... As
we've been live for about 40 minutes.
You can choose. One of the ways of winning, there's obviously other wizards that if you defeat them all, you become the master of magic. But there is a spell which is sort of the spell of mastery. And if you can finally research that and cast it, and it triggers after a number of turns,
yeah,
you are the master of magic.
Yeah, but I think that when you try to do that, the other wizards won't be too happy.
They will try. And
that's the goal then, is to become the master of magic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, actually, let's have a look at diplomacy. A very quick look, because after that we want to get into tactical battles.
Damn right.
So
I want to
Paolo,
see
can
some
you click on the
combat.
diplomacy screen. No, it's the other button.
So it's the one top right, but not settings. Other way. There you go.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, so the diplomacy screen, say there are 4 other wizards in the world. You can trade with them. You can form treaties, or you can go to war with them.
Yes.
Depending on how you play in the world. If you attack Terran, for example, he will come and say, I am at war with you. And you can go back and try to sort of make peace with him, and he'll probably tell you.
Also, you can exchange spells.
You can trade, yeah, you can.
Yeah, let's try. Let's give them an offer.
You can
so
trade
each
spell
spell
books.
has a cost, so if you can match the cost.
Yeah, we are matching it. So
Yeah.
let's try to click and confirm. There we go. So we have 2 new spells.
Yeah,
that's
so that
great.
would have traded new spells.
All right, so now I think, well, by the way, I wanted to mention something. You might have noticed there are some placeholder texts. Of course, the game has just entered its beta, so we're not ready to release yet, of course.
It's in beta.
It will take many, many months. We're just starting to get a lot of awesome feedback from players.
Yeah, we're going to see
In
new
case you
games
want to
today, and
give us
also,
some feedback and help
hopefully,
us
I want to
with
see some
developing the
Terminator
game.
footage.
You
We'll
can
see.
still apply, and we'll
That's
we will
another
add
real-time
more
strategy
people in the
game.
beta as we proceed with
coming
the beta.
soon.
That's true, yeah.
All right, so now we have another save game, because we, of course, want to show you tactical battles as well.
Oh, they have a saved game ready to go.
So now we are resuming the game, and we will load a battle that you have prepared. So what can you tell us?
Yes, so this is, it's a little bit after the game.
Is this related
we've just
to
seen there.
Magic the Gathering?
There's a couple of battles we could go into.
The word magic looks so
when you actually
similar.
go into a battle, when you're attacked, when you attack, when a settlement attacked, or when you attack a settlement, you have 2 options. You can have your familiar, which every wizard has a specific familiar, who will do the battle for you. And it's very much a kind of instant auto battle. And there'll be information sort of saying, 100% victory or 30% victory. So you have to kind of make a choice of whether you want to do the battle or not, or whether you want to do the auto battle or not. But you also have the option of going in and doing the battle by yourself, which is what I think we will.
Turn 371.
Okay. So now we are at the world screen, and we are going to order one army to attack another.
Yeah, so if you just go up a little bit, Paolo, and to the right a little bit.
There we go.
There we go. We've got some beastmen, and there's a place of interest that if we move the turn, actually, if we go to the next turn.
Yes, we need to skip turn.
Yeah.
Yes, probably,
I mean,
Dan.
The game is turn-based. We probably haven't said turn-based so far in this presentation, which is crazy.
I will hope that it's pretty self-evident, but yeah, you never know, actually.
So at the end of each turn, the opponent wizards are sort of moving their units, and as you can see, turn 372 we're on at the moment, which is up at the top.
Thanks for
So
watching,
this is a place of
Christopher.
interest.
Yes.
Dark caves for mere shelter for the elements. The but some may hide a beast lair. So we don't know what's in there at the moment.
Now we do.
Right, now we do. So we've got cockatrice.
And bears.
Oh yeah,
Bear
that's the
heavy.
unit we were talking
What
about.
the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
Why
Lots of
the war bear?
sprites,
The
which are
war
kind of
bears.
Fairy creatures.
The war
and
bears.
on the right-hand side is our unit. So this is a
Always
beastman. So
with the
in the
bears.
game, I discovered some beastman settlements, which I've sort of taken over and started kind of creating various beast units. So we've got. I mean, if you right-click on those units, actually, Paolo, you can see some details. So I've got one beastman magician. I think there's two beastman shaman, manticore. And with these units, so the beastman magician, for example, if you kind of find him, he has his own spell book. So he has specific spells that you can kind
Well,
of...
the priests also do have some spells of their own.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
for instance, the priests are healers, while the wizards will use offensive spells. Also, each wizard, the protagonist of the game, can also use their own spells to influence the outcome of a specific
can't wait to
battle,
see the bear
as well as,
combat.
on the world map.
That's right. So our familiar is saying there's a 80% chance we're going to win.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
let's
So
see.
that's like an auto-resolve
Yeah.
button. Yeah.
Let's see if we can not do worse.
This is like a
Yes,
frog
yes,
with a
let's
bunch of
try.
like
So let's command the battle
gems. in it?
personally.
Oh, here we go.
Well, Paolo will. We will just command.
We will command the power.
There's the bears.
So as you're attacking, the opponent has the first go. You have 50 turns in a battle. As you can see, turn 0 of 50. So, so some of the options you can see.
What do you think our strategy should be? Because we only have like one melee unit, and the other ones are pretty ranged.
Well, we've got the Minotaurs, which are pretty. They've got sort of
Ooh, a catapult.
like special
Badass.
shield ability. So you get them at the front. Catapult and the.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Paolo is about to cast one spell. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, a fireball. Yeah. He probably was.
Shoot the bears.
Yeah. He took our advice when we were saying that
there
we should
we
use
go.
spells in order to win this battle. Okay,
So
yeah,
we took a few of
those
those
sprites are actually quite nasty. I mean, earlier when we were trying the game, they were pretty squishy and...
The sprites will sit at the back and just keep firing.
Yeah, it's best to take them out
Pretty light at
earlier.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some heavy long range.
That's some heavy fire. I think Paolo just wants to take care of the sprites as soon as he can.
So some of the options here, you can obviously see the details of the units on the left and right-hand side, which gives you more information about sort of the health,
Stone
and the
skin.
strength of each one.
So now Paolo is using Stone Skin in order to buff one of his units. In this case, the Minotaurs. So they are now buffed. They're more resistant to enemy blows. And time to get in the thick of the fight.
You know, the manticores. So yeah, so some of the other
Go deal with the
elements,
bears.
like in the top middle, we have a battle report, which kind of sort of says what's going on. We have on the right, we have autoplay. So when it's your turn, you can switch on autoplay, and the AI will play for you. And we have speeds as well. So if you want to see what's going on, but actually times 4 speed, we have the ability there as well.
That's great. Now let's see what Paolo is doing. He's using his Minotaurs to attack the bears.
Welcome, Shane. Good to see you.
Sensible. Ooh, healing powers.
Oh, that's helpful.
Heal the Minotaurs.
That's clever, yeah. I think he's just trying
Not
to
dying is good.
keep the Minotaurs alive as much as he can. Also, we should mention that units gain experience as they fight.
That's true, yes, yeah. They level up all the
Yes.
time. So again,
Actually,
if-
you can also
Hey,
see
Tabby.
that on the unit screen on the top left corner. You can see their level and their experience
War bears.
that they accumulated. So you really have to keep your units alive if you can. You don't have to, of course, but it's generally sensible to do.
It's wise. It's wise to keep your
I
units
don't know
alive.
if you want to show autoplay on here and just let... there we go.
So now the AI just sorting out the fight itself.
So it's, yeah, so he was moving the shaman further away to sort of do range the
Bear down.
You can have a drink now, Paolo. But yeah, the AI in autoplay will cast spells for the player as well. So it does use mana as well, but it should be doing for the best thing to win the game for you.
Yeah, I think we're almost done with the
Oh, that's
AI.
true.
2 bears
Unless
left,
you're a
I think, just
necromancer, yeah. Good idea to keep everything not dead.
a little blat.
I really like how they really shoot from afar. Range units in this game seem pretty
And you
powerful.
can, yeah, and you can zoom in as well. I don't know, Paolo, if you want to just, because I think you've been sort of zoomed out for most of that.
Yeah,
So
there's
you
only
can
one
zoom
bear
in.
left.
Oh, only one bear left? Darn.
Ooh,
Oh.
what's that?
I think he probably either healed.
Yes, I think so. There was a buff of some kind.
Yeah.
And there we go, victory.
So we got a victory.
So this is the victory
First
screen,
try,
and this is what you gain
yeah.
if you win a battle. In this case, we gain some gold, we gain some mana. There's a
Got an
new item, a
artifact,
chainmail, nice. So that's the artifact you were talking about.
Yeah, so that means you can assign that to one of your heroes. So as you get these sort of these places, there's artifacts, there's mana.
We
there's,
won!
There's rings, boots. There are a lot of artifacts in the game, and I can't remember exactly, but there's a ridiculous amount. And
Yeah,
later
oh,
spells
darn,
allow you
that
to craft
bear
your own
died. Oh.
Artifacts as well, depending on how much mana you want to sort of spend on them.
All right, that's cool, awesome. Oh, here's another battle. Well, let's have a very quick look. I think we only have a few minutes left, so just enter the battle, Paolo, and then we'll switch to a very nice surprise that we have for you. But yeah, let's
surprise?
have a look at this.
Yeah. So I guess we're going. This is a. Oh, that was awesome.
He wasn't feeling like fighting the actual battle. So,
Okay.
Hold on
but yeah,
just
we
a
won
second.
again. So
Hold on.
another item, unit abilities. That's really, really powerful.
Hold
Well, I mean, those are neutral armies, so generally it's not really incredibly hard to wipe them out. I mean, it really depends, but
Okay.
what you should be worried about are other wizards. They're your competitors, they're your rivals.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of it's when you're developing games, it's lovely to see as they progress. And when a game like this, and with the the AI of the enemy that is in
Yes.
development, 2, 3, 4 months ago, it's a different AI, and it's great playing kind of weekly or every 2 weeks a new build comes in, and the AI just gets smarter and smarter and smarter, and it's getting to that point now where you can see the enemy AI doing little strategies as they're sort of coming in on your settlements and sort of trying to take you out.
Is that like a hot
it's quite
spring?
nice.
That's
So, yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, what we're seeing where we were just there are a number of wizard settlements. This is, I think, are these clacons?
Yes, they are.
Do you want to just tap on Tarul up there? So this was another one of the settlements. So I think we've got kind of, this is my stag beetle
By the way-
factory, basically. I was just like mass-producing stag beetles.
By the way, I really love the unit illustrations. They are so
Yes.
cool, they're amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are about to run out of time, but first we have a special video from you. It's a video from the developers of More Games. It's a team composed of 6 people, and they have a very special message for you. So let's watch it.
Hi, I'm Yuki from Muha Games, and we're the studio responsible for the Master of Magic remake. So the last time I spoke to you was when we were at the very beginning of our journey, and I'm happy to say that we are now almost at the other end. So as I'm recording this video, we are about to begin the public beta tests, and by the time you see this video, hopefully they have been going for a couple of weeks. So yeah, reaching that milestone is just so exciting for the team here. I think as any game developer will tell you, when the game finally comes together in those early beta builds and everything is working or almost working. And you can see all your hard work actually live in the game. I think it's great. We've been doing a series of development diaries over the last 10 months, and in the last one we've actually asked a couple of internal Q&A questions just to let people know how we are feeling or how we have been doing in developing Master of Magic. So I'll just give you a quick recap on those questions now. So one of the questions I asked was, what was the one thing that we most enjoyed so far working on Master of Magic?
Killing the bears.
And the other one was, what was the most challenging thing we've found
Not killing the
working on
bears.
Master of Magic so far? I would say that the thing that we've enjoyed most and that we are still enjoying is delving into a very complex world that is just magical. I mean, it's such a big part of gaming history, and it's got in particular the skills, the spells, and just the game mechanics. They're all very complex, so you don't get those copy paste spells, I feel, in Master of Magic. I think every spell here has its own quirks, its own meaning, and I think that's been a fun thing to do. And then the things that we found most challenging, again, they link actually to the things that we enjoy more. So this wonderful complexity of Master of Magic comes as the price. And that price is that there's a lot of exceptions to the rules, the spells. So you have to quite often create mechanics specifically just for one spell, which you normally wouldn't, or we normally wouldn't do when we design a game. But anyway, so yeah, that's what we've loved so far and what we found challenging, but it's been a great process, and the beta is now going, and hopefully with the help of the community we will polish this wonderful game and recreate it in the best possible way. So thank you for everyone who has applied and will be testing our game, and for those of you who didn't want to get in or couldn't apply, I hope to see you guys in early autumn when we hope to release the game. So thanks very much for listening to me, and bye.
Yes, the Terminator game will be an RTS as well. This company mostly makes RTS games, although this one was kind of more turn-based that we just saw.
Just a quick one. We experienced some issues with the audio desync on Twitch. I hope that's resolved now. I hope that you're enjoying the Twitch stream at its best. At the moment, we have collected some of the Master of Magic questions, and we're going to address them later on as well. So all the questions that you've asked, we're either answering them today or on Thursday at tea time. But I'm here also to announce something new. So before I announce something new, let's take a look at a brief teaser trailer.
Oh, a new game? Well, I don't think this is new. Field of Glory Kingdoms. Well, this looks like Dynasties.
The worst kept secret in the world. Hey, Neil.
Good afternoon, Marco.
And Neil is a senior producer for the Feel of Glory franchise, so you've been working on Feel of Glory for quite some time.
Well, yes, as you say, it's probably the worst kept secret and people have been asking for it for a long time. And the reason we haven't been talking about it for a long time is we've been doing a lot of work to get it up to the standard it needs to be.
Yeah, and I mean, the guys, we have Pocus in the room now, and Ivan, also the main artist on the game, and they've been working on it. So how long have the game been in development?
Well, it's been in development more or less since we shipped the Persia DLC for the F.A.Q Empires, and whilst I was in charge of that, I can't even remember how long ago that was now.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we didn't say anything about it because we tend to try not announce games like too long before their release. Now we have an idea of when the game's going beta and so on, so it's a moment to announce it.
It is the right moment to announce it. The game has taken shape, and we know what the major design pillars are. We didn't just want to take Empires and move the story a few hundred years on. We've thought about what that would actually mean and how that would affect gameplay. For example, we now
What's up,
have
Lance?
Europe is split into many more smaller states, so we have a lot more factions that you can control at the start of the game. We're up to almost 400 factions, I think, you can control at the start of the game.
400 factions?
Bigger part of the game. It's a central pillar of what we're doing with F.A.Q Kingdoms, because obviously it was such an important part of life at that time. So the battle between religions, the struggle primarily between Christianity and Islam, but also there are various other competing factions, forms a large part of the game.
We've got some screenshots. One of the things I want to ask before we show the screenshots, how final work are these screenshots that viewers are going to see today?
Well, one of the things we've been working very hard on for a long time is
400.
to bring the game up to sort of an acceptable visual standard, and it's been a lot of work to do that. We've had to do an awful lot of work on the map. Ivan in particular has been working very hard on the UI to give it the more medieval look and feel, to tie in, reflect what we did with the F.A.Q medieval game, to take our cues from medieval art. So the map is definitely taking shape. I don't think it's finished yet, but certainly
We've got a video of the map. It's just a small video, or some of the screenshots are showing the map as well. So might be good to sort of start showing. I don't think we're going to comment on anything specific about screenshots we're going to see, but we want to sort of delve into how the game is structured, what people can expect from the game.
So there's various changes in this game. We've tried to take things that people didn't like and make them better. I think the most obvious area where we've done that compared to the original Empires game is in the system of trade goods. So no longer will one mine supply sort of all of Western Europe, all of your territories.
So
you
Green
don't get
Hexagon?
bogged down in micromanagement, but it makes a bit more sense. Another issue where fans had problems in the past was with buildings and the way that buildings appear. You can now choose a specific building that you wish to build. It will cost you some of your authority points. Authority is the replacement that we have for the culture and decadence ratings, which was very well received in the previous game, a mechanism to stop the game snowballing, which is often a problem in 4X games. The closer you get to the end, the more powerful you are, or the more hopeless your case is. Empires worked very well in trying to curtail that, and we've built a lot on that in terms of how we make that look better now.
Yeah, come on, go full screen with these screenshots if we can. That would make people happy, because I don't think our faces are.
I would certainly agree with that, and I'm sure many people out there would.
One thing I want to ask was campaigns. I mean, a lot of people will ask, well, I guess we know what the standard questions are for these sort of games. So will the game be shipped with campaigns and how that will
The
be
game
structured?
will ship with campaigns, yes, and it will be more than Empires again. So we will have the main scenario, which will be the main huge scenario that we have. We will have two sort of very large side scenarios.
That's a cool menu.
And a more rounded tutorial campaign this time around. You can see the screens here, sort of brighter, more colourful, more influenced by painting and sort of medieval artwork style. You've seen the brightness of colours in the central map we have here, in the gameplay map behind us, and in the intro movie that we showed, which will be a lot of the UI will reflect that look and feel as well.
It does look like, you know, that it's taking a big step forwards from a visual perspective.
Definitely, yes. I'm very pleased with the way it's looking, and there's been a lot of not only artwork but technical work that's gone into this. There we are. Yes, there's been an awful lot of work going into making this happen. We can see various small kingdoms around France. In fact, France is so small you can barely see it on the map at this point. And a lot of programming work has gone into any of those competing small kingdoms within France can eventually rise to unify France. So you can you can take Aquitaine or Poitou or Normandy or wherever.
Look at all those buttons, dude.
All of France and
that is an astronomical amount of buttons
under your control.
Here's Venice.
Here's Venice. What better place to be? Venice was almost at the peak of its powers when the game starts. As with F.A.Q Medieval, the game starts after the Great Schism between the Eastern and Western Church in 1054. So yes, Venice was almost at the peak of its powers. We were lucky enough to sail past the Arsenale last night, which will be featuring in this game as well. It will be a very powerful building if you can rise as Venice to build the Arsenale.
One of the things we were discussing earlier was this concept of, you know, rise and fall and legacy. You have to bring forwards, and this was already introduced in Empires, but now, you know, we're taking a further step.
There's a lot more work being done on this. The way that you grow, become more powerful, conquering territory is a lot more important than it was in the original game. Ooh. There are many more criteria by which your ascent to power will be judged. At the same time, the more land you control, the less your authority is. So now you will have to split off control of various regions to vassals, and you need to keep an eye on them for their loyalty as well. At the same time, we have a system of inheritance and of bloodlines. So you would ideally look to pass on maybe rule over one of your vassal states to one of your children or an uncle and give them control. But you're never quite sure of their loyalty, of course. It's not like there's a number between 1 and 10 showing you their loyalty. So the tension between controlling territory and being able to manage all of the competing interests within that is going to be one of the central pillars of the game.
One thing you mentioned earlier was pillars on what Empires was, and bringing these pillars to the next phase. I guess we're still talking WeGo, right?
Absolutely WeGo, yes. I know we don't do so many WeGo games and that we would like to do more, but this is, yes, very much firmly a WeGo game in terms of turn-by-turn gameplay. Users won't notice any sort of any crazy changes. We're very much building on what we had with Empires already. It was well received. I think internally we always felt very pleased with how Empires was as a game. So we're not doing anything crazy. We go up to 16 players in multiplayer. So plenty of opportunity for challenge in there. Before we
thank you and move to another one of your games.
I'm a busy man this afternoon.
Wow.
And it's going to be me again on the other side of the room. Damn. But just quickly, when players are going to put their hands on a beta?
This fall.
We are hopeful that it will be early autumn at the moment.
Not too far.
Not too far at all. I have a precise date in mind, but I'm not going to say it here on the screen today.
Don't say anything.
But early autumn, definitely. As I was saying earlier, a lot of work has been done in the background already. We've had somebody researching full-time on this for 6-7 months, which frees up the programming team, of course, to do their work as well. Focus free to concentrate on the gameplay. So a lot is in place now. There's still a lot to happen, but I would hope early autumn we could start a beta.
All right, well, as my counter says, time up. we have a, I think we've announced and said what we can say so far. There's a lot more. There is a product page going live on Steam today, and so people can on our site as well. And I think all the third-party sites are also publishing the product page, so they will be able to delve a little bit more into the details of what the features are.
They'll be able to see all the information I've missed out today.
You didn't miss anything. Come on. And we're going to have like 2 minutes to move to the other side of the room, so
yes,
we better run.
Race you.
Yeah, cheers.
John, thanks for the 10 months, my man.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them some, man. Let me see them hands up all the way from back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can with no cap. This is the return of the one.
All right, if you're just tuning in, this is the Slytherin, a Home of Wargamers event for 2022, which will show us possibly Broken Arrow, obviously Starship Troopers here. I'm going to drop a key for everybody in the chat. I'm going to drop a key. You can all claim it. So get your Steam open and get ready to copy and paste a key. I have a few things from this developer to give away, including the game on screen right now, I think is what we'll start with, which is, that is Battle Sector. Warhammer 40K Battle Sector is what they just showed there. So let's go with that one. Really cool, like turn-based, like for example, recently the 40K Daemon Hunters game came out, but this is from the perspective of there's like the Necrons DLC, but I forget the what are the little dinosaur creatures? I'm not the wisest when it comes to that, but anyway, get ready. I'm gonna drop a key. It will be the complete key, so it'll be first come, first serve for Warhammer 40K Battle Sector, and I'll drop it after this trailer is over. Oh, this is the submarine game, the modern submarine game. Yeah, modern naval warfare. All right, any second now. Get ready for your keys. Calvert, thanks for the 7 months and the 20.
All right, back live.
Here comes your key.
From Venice. I'm taking a little bit of time to welcome anyone who's just joined us from either on either our channels or on somebody else's, some of our hosts' channels. Thank you for joining us. We've got a pretty busy afternoon. What we've done so far, we've showed
Smiley face.
40 entire minutes of Master of Magic. So you missed that. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna have it available on demand on YouTube after.
I'll be dropping more keys throughout the stream too.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Just hang out.
Our user enjoyed so much Master of Magic, and of course also Field of Glory Kingdoms. Many comments arrived, and you have time also now to make your questions about the upcoming games, also about the ones you already see, and we will answer later or in our tea time.
Yeah, we'll answer questions all the time. Do you also want to give the hashtag?
Yeah, hashtag HowLive2022. So write it down if you haven't done it yet.
So I had someone getting angry at me because I had 1 minute. I was 1 minute late on the previous block.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was intense, but we now have. Thank you for. Yeah, this is a great thing. We're just showing this. Some cool Master of Magic screenshots.
Yeah.
You had some questions, right, that you wanted to answer?
Yeah, I have some questions. I'm gonna ask you one or two.
Let's see what we can do.
First question.
Yeah.
What are the improvements since the original Master of Magic?
Wow, this is a good question. This is one for the developers, but I think I can answer this by saying that really what we're trying to do is take the original Master of Magic to the 21st century, so almost sort of copying what the game was in terms of gameplay and mechanics, but improve everything else that was, that needs an upgrading technology. So AI, pathfinding, stuff like, anything that has to do with how sleek the game runs, the UI, the art, but the overall underarching game is really Master of Magic. So that's a cool part of it, really. What we're trying to do, this project is with Muha Games, is really bring this gem back to the players in its original shape.
Yeah, and it's really beautiful. I love the colors, graphic. It's amazing.
Ooh. we've got somebody who wasn't supposed to be here now. Got other questions on Master of Magic?
Master of Magic, for example, this is a question. Let's see if you can answer. How many spells are in Master of Magic?
I can't answer these questions. I don't know anything about.
I can. You know, I can.
Okay, what is it?
Over 200.
You got numbers on there.
Yeah. I asked to the developer.
She's got all the answers.
Okay.
That's why I know.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And one more. Let's say one more.
Let's say one more. Do you fight tactical battles in MOM?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we actually showed the tactical battles earlier on. They're pretty much like another game in the game, I guess, where you really have to make your wise decisions and almost play a different role within the game itself.
Yeah. And last question, maybe it's the more difficult.
Let's see. I've got 30 seconds. Can we make it?
It's only yes or no. Are console version coming?
This console versions. We're thinking about it. Actually, it's not impossible. We've got a game that's not easy to port to consoles in the sense that it's got a pretty complex UI. So it's not a slam dunk, but we're definitely thinking about it.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. As I am doing this on the fly, I've got 5 seconds left. I'm going to move to the other room and play some Stargate with Neil.
Yeah, go, fly away.
Yeah, brother, Stargate time. Wow, look guys, it's actual gamers. Wow.
25 years after the release of genre-defining TV show Stargate SG-1, prepare to embark in a whole new adventure spanning time and space in turn-based tactics game Stargate Timekeepers. Please welcome on stage senior producer Neil McKenna and director of marketing Marco Manoli.
Wow, look at how nice that hotel is. Damn.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. It looks like I did win the race after all. We first showed Stargate to the world in the last Home of Wargamers event, when, unfortunately, due to COVID, we weren't able to meet up in Italy, as had been the original plan. I was talking about the first 2 missions and showed some videos, introduced the game that day. One of the characters we focused on, and good afternoon.
Neil.
Hello there, how are you?
It wasn't that long, but I missed my microphone, so I didn't know where it was.
I just about got a microphone in time. So
I've got this. I hope it's going to be enough.
So here we are. I was just saying that at Christmas we had introduced the game and shown a couple of videos, introduced some of the characters we'd shown so far, and I was just getting to the point where I was going to say that today we're going to build on that by showing a good chunk of live gameplay on a different level.
Yeah, we've got Annie playing, by the way. Hello, Annie. The Master of Magic, the Stargate game. Before we jump in, I want to sort of step back and say, what did we, for anyone who didn't watch
this game looks cool.
On, was it December last year?
It was December last
year. Stargate's going to be cool, I think.
What did they miss? And what are they going to see today?
We showed an introduction to the Stargate game and the basic mechanics of the game, that it's a game with a lot of stealth mechanics in, where teamwork is essential. You control a number of different characters within the team. Teamwork is essential to solving the levels. It gave some flavour of what the levels felt like, that they were very different worlds. We showcased 2 very different planets that day, and the way you have to play very differently depending on the environment. How you would go around solving problems, the trade-off between stealthy approaches and violent approaches. And just a sort of a brief introduction to a couple of set pieces, I think it would be fair to say.
Yeah, I think, okay, so that's as we jump into the game, I think that what we're going to... Okay, let's take a look at this cutscene here.
rescue mission in Moloch's domain. The Resistance planned to sabotage a barbaric ritual, the Ceremony of Fire.
You're gonna sabotage fire?
Not exactly. A direct assault on Moloch would have been unwise at that time. We wanted to save the prisoners by stealth.
What was the plan?
Our part was to get inside the camp, undercover. Up close, we could scan the appearance of one of Moloch's generals and use a mimetic device to take on a holographic disguise. That way, we wouldn't get hassled by the goons. The job required someone with both technical know-how and a flair for the dramatic. Luckily, our team included such a man, Sam Watson, our technical officer, old buddy of mine. Once inside, we do the same impersonation routine with a mimetic device on the High Priestess, Severta. She was conducting the ritual. With Sam acting as her, we could stall the proceedings while the kids were taken to safety.
An imposter.
All right, what better introduction than this, I guess?
Well, indeed, it's designed to be an introduction, after all. It does introduce, obviously, what you have to do in the level with a stealth game. It's vitally important that people understand fundamentally what they have to do. So we have a number of cutscenes throughout the game, and we also have audio introductions. One of the things we touched on at Christmas was how our game, which is telling a new story within the Stargate universe, still has a number of touch points with the original TV series. And I think today is another good example of that. Your mission here today is to stop a ceremony of fire.
It's all tree houses.
In the episode Birthright in I think Series 8 of the TV series. Moloch, the Gwald system lord who controls this planet, we're on planet F.A.Q here, has decreed that all Jaffa girls should be burned alive because they are useless to him. Only men can fight, and thus the girls must be burned alive. It's therefore up to your Stargate team to stop this from happening.
So this is basically you're scanning through the map to see what you have to do and then going back to your starting point.
Yes, they're big old maps, and you need to understand the challenges that lie ahead of you.
This plays kind of like
one of the challenges we had
Commandos.
when we were working
If you
out
remember
what
the
we were
World War
gonna show today was
II
how we were
game
gonna cram a
Commandos,
whole
it
level
kind of
into
plays like
a mere
that.
45 minutes.
It's like real-time
there simply isn't
tactical,
time
like
realistically to
knocking out
This
guards
is really
and like setting up traps
What are we seeing
and
now?
sneaking.
We are seeing the camp here. We're introducing two new characters today who are, we have Max, who is the sniper, Max Bolton.
Yeah,
is our
Desperados, yep.
Sniper. He made a brief appearance at Christmas as one of the supporting
Yep, so if you like
characters.
those
He has,
games, this might interest you.
Sniper characteristics. He is very good at killing people from a long way away, which is vitally important for a sniper. Given that kind of role, he has very much the grizzled veteran about him and the sort of the hard-bitten cynicism you would expect. He's also hooking up with his buddy Sam Watson today, who they were in our lore. They were originally army buddies together. Sam is a much more cunning character. He uses a number of technological tricks to be able to achieve his mission objectives. What we are seeing today is Sam and Max, great names indeed for gaming characters. They have something of a wisecracking relationship from time to time, and having assessed all the options, they can only come up with something ridiculous. So the plan is that Sam is going to try and get into this small encampment over here. There is a Jaffa general who is in the camp. It will be up to Sam to incapacitate that general and then use his mimetic scanner so that he can take on the appearance of a Jaffa general. This will fool most of the foot soldiers around the map. The Jaffa warriors and the general grunts will be fooled by this. However, the Jaffa generals themselves are not, for the most part, quite so stupid. So they will still spot you. But it's the only way they can find into the camp. So Sam needs to get up there. He needs to incapacitate the general and scan him so he can proceed into the camp.
Come on, Annie, come on. Let's see the magic.
So as you can see, you can control more than one character simultaneously. We didn't show any of that last time. I think this map
like Shadow
shows
Tactics
again
too,
well, the importance of having
Yep.
two characters who work together, but will also need to occasionally fulfill their own individual objectives.
All right. What's happening here is
It's got classic sort of stealth mechanics here with a view cone where you can be seen, the solid part of the view cone, and the broken part of the view cone is you can hide in bushes and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, Annie, this is a live broadcast, as you can see, has alerted someone. So, yeah, she needs to find a brute force solution to this problem, I think, because
which brings the question, I guess. Oh, Annie. Oh, come on, Annie. So it brings a question: is how many different ways of going through a scenario are there?
There's always going to be a choice of ways to approach any given mission. Almost all missions, there are a few exceptions, but almost all missions you will have a small core of characters you have to select every time. There will also be one or two optional characters you will need to select every time. We haven't met all of those yet, so we can't break down exactly how that works. But there's each character will be bringing a range of skills, so the characters you choose will define how you go about the mission. When we were preparing this broadcast, the developers sent me a walkthrough video, and it was very different to the way I myself have approached this level. I was genuinely taken aback by, oh, okay, so you can do it that way. I adopted a rather sort of more brute force, clumsy approach and slower moving through. But also, you can choose to sort of sneak through very slowly individually. You can move your team around as a close-knit unit. The team will always need to work together, but how that manifests itself can be very different depending on the situation. So, yeah, there's always more than one way to solve any given problem.
I guess you go through the list of tasks within the map, and that how you achieve these tasks is entirely up to you.
Your objectives are quite high level. You've got to in this mission you will have to disguise as a Jaffa general. You will use that to reach the priestess who is going to conduct the ceremony. You will then knock her out, impersonate the priestess. You will conduct that ritual yourself whilst dressed as a priestess, and the hopefully distracting
apparently this looks like Endor, doesn't it?
So you can
with all the tree houses and everything.
Those are your top level objectives. How you go about that, it really is up to you. There are a few Easter eggs tucked away in there, a few little tricks, depending on what character you have. So there's many ways to approach a mission. Broad objectives are, of course, always the same.
One thing that we were sort of looking at was we have to be careful in not spoiling too much of the story, because this is a very narrative, very much of a narrative game. So you don't want to say so much about the story.
Indeed.
So we picked this scenario for a reason. Why was it that this specific scenario is because it shows enough of the game, and then.
We felt that it showed the game well. It's an environment that we haven't showed before. It's, as you can see, a nighttime setting this time around. It showcased new characters. It's a chronological progression from what we've shown before as well. As we touched on briefly last time, the chronology of the game moves around quite a lot. This is a chronological progression from what we have seen before. It's always been a nice looking level. You will recall from early presentations we've done internally, this was kind of one of the first levels we had that looked good. So it's always been a strong contender.
All right. So Annie did something different now. She's gone through this cliff.
Annie has kind of zoomed in here. There's a cliff outpost overlooking where you need to be. There's a lot of bad guys out there. So we have sent Max up ahead here to take care of the couple of troops who are manning the overlook.
Oh, of course.
And Max has done what Max does best, silently sneaking up to people. I was distracted, so I don't know whether these people remain alive or not. I think so. They are tied up.
Okay.
So.
But one other thing comes to mind is, how hard is going to be, the final game going to be? Is it hard game? We got a lot of Stargate fans out there who are, looking for just some, genuine entertainment, right?
For me, I would say it's the biggest challenge in getting the game completed. The number one thing in my intro, as it were, balancing the challenge of a stealth game to offer the level of complexity and difficulty that people who enjoy these games want to play, and offering a challenge for those players, but also allowing people who want to engage with the game very casually and just explore a new Stargate story and almost approach it from a narrative
So much
point of
cover.
view.
There's so much cover.
The game is large. There's a lot of story to be told. I've been through it line by line. There's an awful lot.
Thank goodness we're on a
we
forested
really do
planet.
want to make the game accessible for both of those groups of people. It's absolutely the number one thing I want to achieve.
It's the first time, I think, in the Slytherin history where we almost get, attached to single characters, right? It's like, we're used to talk about different types of games, and this one is more about the story, the characters, and it's the first time we've got a heavily narrative-driven game.
It's very narrative-driven, yes. As I just said, there's an awful lot of story there. MGM have been very involved in the approvals process. They've been through every line and vetted it, and that they were obviously insisting that it meets the standards that we would expect from a well-respected property like Stargate. We are telling, a long story here. We feel it's a good one with a lot of twists and turns, which of course we don't want to reveal. But there's no point in telling that deep, involving story if people have to give up halfway through because they're stuck on a mountain ridge or in a Mayan temple or what have you.
Sam is doing a good job there or not?
Sam's doing very well indeed. He's crouching in the bushes. We can see a civilian there. Civilians, unless they see something explicitly bad going wrong, they'll just leave you.
What happened there?
That's the Zat gun, the stun gun, which Sam carries. So that will briefly stun a Jaffa general, which is your window of opportunity to get up behind him. And now he's nicely tied up. Get that mimetic scanner going, and there we go. You can see that Sam in the bottom left-hand corner now. They got the
general. Excellent.
In the bottom left-hand corner is now in disguise. The figure in the playfield as well is now in disguise. So you see these guys now. They're chill.
Yeah, that's really good. Good job, Annie.
Smoothly done. There is a meeting of soldiers just hanging around, nattling to each other,
here.
not doing very much.
How bold the guy is now. Yeah.
You need some nerve to be crawling around in a camp.
It looks pretty at nighttime.
Annie is zooming in here to another Jaffa general. You are in disguise, so you will see the eye icon above the Jaffa general's head. Essentially, that means he is not fooled by your disguise. Normal rules still apply, so you can crouch, crawl through the broken part of his view cone, but if you're in the solid part of his view cone...
It looks like these guys are having a party, so I guess they're going to have Jaffa cakes.
So there's an awful lot going on here, mainly civilians. You're in a civilian part of the world.
I think something went wrong.
I think Annie may be in trouble here. There's another guy up around the corner.
I think something went wrong.
He may have spotted you, the other fellow.
Annie. Well, that's good. It's good.
We're
live. So basically, how does that? So basically, once you complete an objective, you can restart from that objective.
Well, you can save pretty much
Good
anyway.
to see you.
It's a vitally important part of a
So
game
Annie
like this.
actually did this to show us how the save process works.
When we were setting up earlier, I did say do make sure to fail a couple of times, so it all looks real. And
you
it
did very well on that.
Kind of showcases what happens, and I think that is objective achieved.
So this camp here, so the next objective is to go to Svidra's house.
Svidra is the priestess. So You already know that your next objective is to get through the gate that we saw in the top right-hand corner there. That's been explained in audio in the fly pass at the start. So that's part of your route onto the gate.
So what is Max doing all this time?
Max is, well, as Sam would put it, he's essentially loafing around, but there Max is over there, keeping an eye out on things. He will be there to clear the way for Sam when he comes through.
I can see that on the bottom right-hand corner, you see the map and what the screen is looking at the moment, and it does look pretty big.
It really is very big indeed. I think even trying to speed run this when you know exactly what you're doing, we wouldn't have been able to fit it all into this time slot. So we're expecting that each mission, for an experienced player of games of this type, when coming to the game for the first time, it's probably going to take them at least an hour of challenge. So we've got a strong campaign, we feel, with a good amount of challenge in here.
Whilst Annie's trying to sort herself
Wolf,
out
thanks
there.
for the 5, dude.
When
Appreciate
is it
it.
going beta?
So the game
Remember,
is
folks,
more or less
one
feature
shot
complete
stuns,
at this
2
point.
kills, 3
Everything
makes
that
things
needs to be in
disappear.
there is in there, with the exception of a good amount of VO. VO has been going in over the last couple of months. The VO also dictates a lot of the tutorial elements of the game.
All right, yeah.
So we're about a month away from having all that complete. At that point, I imagine we will look at it internally and kind of see what we think about it. But I would hope that we will be in a position to beta this at some stage in the summer. It's coming relatively
it's not
soon.
too far away.
I really don't think it's
We know
too
that
far away.
July is a big anniversary for
Could be a beta.
SG1, is it?
July is, I am quite frightened to remember 25 years, I think,
25 years,
from
yeah.
SG1. I can well remember watching it on television when it was a new thing, and suddenly that's 25 years ago. So yes, July is indeed a big date in the Stargate calendar, so it would be lovely to have something ready for then, but of course we need to make sure that it's ready for public consumption.
I think something bad happened again.
Yes, I think Annie got a bit casual there.
Yeah, this game looks challenging.
I think one of the
But that's why you got that quick
cool
load, quick save.
things
These
I see
games aren't
about
easy.
this game is that, I mean, for
Is
the
this
first
Commandos
time
3?
I can
Yeah,
see,
it plays like Commandos.
Come on, Annie.
Come on, Annie.
With the whole
Come on, Annie.
stealth, knocking dudes out, hiding bodies.
I think you should be
using
popping
traps.
out this tent, guns blazing, and killing everyone. That's
You're not going to get very far by guns blazing. That's. There are elements of violence you will always need to use. There are elements of stealth you will always need to use. How exactly
don't
you
hide
will
that
go
body.
about that will always be a part of
Don't.
part of the
Okay.
challenge.
Oh boy.
We can see there that obviously a guard is alerted by seeing not just you, but by seeing a body on the floor there.
so. What happened there now?
Well, as Annie was tying a character up, one of the guards spotted something untoward going along there.
Right now, she's managed to.
She's managed to sneak off behind there whilst they were concerned about the body itself. And, now they've got no real idea where to go. They will continue to be irate for a while and come looking for her.
Aggroed.
However, Annie is going to trip the next cutscene as a sort of useful point to escape from that anger which she deliberately provoked there. There's been something of a failure of communication here, and the story takes a bit of a twist.
So that's one of ours, right?
I'm afraid so, yes.
Aha.
Yes, we were not expecting that. It turns out that there is a third agent in the mission who is Atar, a Jaffa girl whom we met again very briefly at the last home of Wargamers as an assistant to Eva in Mission 2. As a Jaffa, she is faster and stronger
Yep,
than
like
the
Desperados,
Tauri
too.
characters, the Earth characters.
In that same wheelhouse
she
of
is good at
strategy,
she can
kind of.
pickpocket characters. She also has stun abilities. She's a very accomplished climber. She is good at luring people towards her, planting lures, and bringing characters towards her. So yes, she too has her range of abilities.
Okay. What's your favorite character?
My favourite character, I must admit that I like the grizzled cynicism of Max the sniper.
All right,
For
okay.
some reason, I find that quite relatable.
Oh, again. I mean, you've got lots of corpses around here.
Well, it's a dirty business, unfortunately. Whilst you do have the option, Sam does have the option, whilst dressed as a general, to distract some of the foot soldiers with chit-chat. It's not generally an option in this game.
Makes sense.
You've got to dish out a fair bit of violence. This is a very busy mission. There's an awful lot of bad dudes to be taken care of.
But this is a night mission. Does night and light of day and night does it influence how you play the game?
It does. Night doesn't particularly. No, the challenges still remain the same. It's not like you can creep around easily at night and just do what you want, and they have a field of vision only that far in front of them. That just doesn't really work from a gameplay perspective. So the night thing is more or less visual, really, just showcasing a difference. You will still be up against a very similar level of challenge.
In this mission now we have 3 characters, and this is mission number.
This is mission
three.
number 3.
Three,
as
right?
well,
So
yes.
further into the game, how many characters will you be controlling?
Oh god, it seems like you're going to get like 12
I
characters.
think off the top of my head that there are never more than 3 to control at
Okay.
any one time. There might possibly be one of the later missions where you are controlling 4. They've probably got the developers going mad in the chat at me at the moment, but as I say, there might possibly be one with 4, but there's a lot to take care of. Any character is almost inherently a risk. A character is something that can be discovered, so trying to manage 4 of those can be something of a challenge. So 3 seems, from our testing so far, to be about the right
Reasonable.
balance.
Yeah.
It depends what comes up in beta, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So what's happening here now?
So what's happening here is that Atar is sneaking around. We have, I was again distracted. I think somebody has been blinded, is that right? So our sniper has blinded somebody with a flashbang from over there. So they have a very narrow blue view cone. There we go, there's just an example. You can see, can you bring up the view cone for that character maybe, Annie, just to sort of illustrate? There you go. Well, he's recovered now by the time I thought to ask. But you can the sniper has an ability not just to shoot people where you will leave a corpse that will be discovered if you can't get to it, but he can fire a flashbang that will severely limit a guard's view cone for a few crucial seconds, so allowing you to get past. And obviously they'll be on a state of high alert once they recover their vision.
All right.
So there are a
Yes,
number of
this is
new
a Stargate game.
skills in play,
Yep.
which I thinking
So
back, I can't
just
remember.
take a look at the UI there, whilst we take a look at the scene. So the UI, you've got like on the left-hand side, you've got a list of characters you've got available. Selecting
Yes.
one of the characters will open their available kits or abilities.
Yes. You will all, it's very clear to see who you're controlling. You have the tab of 3 characters on the left-hand side. They all have a signature colour.
Okay.
One of the peculiarities of Slytherin is that we only hire colourblind producers. It's company policy, seemingly. So we always make sure that even for colourblind people, this works well. So each has their signature colour, so almost immediately you know who you're controlling. You have a big avatar in the bottom left-hand corner, which shows you not just the character you're controlling, but what state they're in, whether they're crouching. You can see when Max is holding his gun. You can see when they're carrying a body. We saw Sam earlier, who was in disguise, for example. You could see what he was disguised as. So you always know what your characters are doing. Your skills are in the bottom left-hand corner. They're just mapped to a number of numbers. Each character has unique abilities. It's not like everybody can stun and everybody can scan people's memories and so on and so forth. So yes, every character has their advantages and disadvantages.
I think I really always loved the scenario art, but also starting to. I'm pleased to see that all the animations and such are really shaping up to be pretty high standard now.
I've been really pleased with the progress we've made, particularly on animation recently. We've made sort of huge strides on that, and even in the last few days, as we've desperately got ready for this.
It was all easy when we received this build. Like 20 minutes before the going live?
Much more than 20 minutes. We received it in time.
We downloaded it,
so,
and it was all. But we had like a number of B plans anyway, B and C and D plans.
Always. So. It was the first thing I learned, probably also about 25 years ago, is always have a plan B in this business.
So, especially if you're playing Stargate.
So absolutely, a lot will go wrong. That is the nature of the game. So you have to learn to manage that. A lot of stealth games are always in your face and telling you to save every 30 seconds and so on. And we've chosen not to do that so far. We didn't particularly like the way it worked. Again, we'll have to see how that goes in beta and see what the community think of that, whether it's something they would prefer to see more up front or not. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to community feedback on.
I think the other thing, I was looking at the different scenarios we've got, and there's a lot of variety as well. It's not like, showing this doesn't give you a full idea of the game, because the game has so many different situations, varieties of landscapes and scenarios. It's crazy, right?
It really, everything is different. Everyone is completely different. We could do 14, 15 of these Home of Wargamer events and showcase something different every time. Everything is completely different, but it doesn't feel like it's different for the sake of it. Each different landscape brings different challenges.
The spaceship looks cool.
Advances the story
like
in a
shuttle.
sensible fashion. Bear in mind also the time loop mechanism on which we touched briefly in December. You'll be able to go back and replay previous missions anyway, so it's not enough to have a small variation of level artwork style because you're already able to go back and replay those levels with new technologies and with new knowledge to get a new challenge out of those anyway. So the variety in landscapes, it really is fantastic. I think it's one of the strongest features of the game.
Yeah, I think most of these games have this, repeat scheme, right? There's these types of games have a setting, and almost the setting is dictating the landscapes, the scenarios, the characters, and so on. With Stargate, we have the luxury of exploring different planets and
absolutely.
And such, right?
As you were talking then, I was thinking, well, our setting is the universe, but we've really seized that opportunity and really made the most of that, I think. So, the next level looks very different to this.
Yes, there's an unannounced game coming in just a few
really
minutes.
Very different, and
we're going to see a new game here in just a moment.
I don't know whether we'll ever get to show them before the game is public. But
I hope not. We're going to spoil all the story and.
There are some very intelligent things they've done with the environmental design as well. So it's not like every level has cliffs, and cliffs are always important. There are some levels that work in very different fashions because of the environment, and I'm trying to think of a clever way to express that without revealing anything. But I have not been successful.
No, I think you've been. I think you've been successful. I think the cool thing that we have to, I always take away from Stargate is that, well, I'm excited because it's the first narrative-driven game. It's the first time we publish a game with such a deep attachment to characters and the story and such. And I think this is really delivering on the Stargate idea. Stargate is a narrative-driven universe.
I've been very taken aback by the depth of affection that people hold Stargate in and how much it means to so many people, not just in the fan community, but also at MGM and now at Amazon as well. There's a lot of love for Stargate internally. People are very keen that we make the best game that we can to do justice to the Stargate community. So it's a big challenge, a big responsibility. But,
But talking about MGM, we've got I got a video message from a friend of ours at MGM.
Yes,
we're gonna play that and
a video.
We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Matt Group, and I'm the Director of Production for Interactive Games here at MGM. We could not be more excited to be telling a new story with original characters set in the SG-1 universe through Stargate, Timekeepers. It truly has been a pleasure working with the team to bring this exciting new title to life. Today is a special day where you'll be able to see new details about the game. We really hope you enjoy it.
Did I run fast enough?
Yeah, you were so fast. Wow.
This is gonna kill me.
I'm gonna drop some new keys for you guys in a minute.
I don't remember while I was doing the Stargate thing. I was
Key
like,
giveaway
I
in
don't
chat.
remember what I have to do next.
Yeah, but I'm here to remind you. We are here to answer some questions.
Oh, right. Okay.
About,
Cool.
Stargate,
Cool. That's great. That's
to
great.
say hello to our friends watching us. Wow.
Man, that's a big
This
old
is
gun,
Max.
brother.
This is the famous.
I've
Max,
shot that gun before.
Look, you don't want to get close to him when he's got that look. He looks a bit like Julia when you're late on a live stream. Look at that. It's like
you're right. You're right. It's totally like Julia. Oh,
Yeah.
this is Julia. The other one was Enzo.
Yeah. All right. So a couple of things we've got to talk about on Stargate, right?
Yes.
We've got some questions you noted here for me.
I've got some questions. Of course, Stargate is a very anticipated game. For example, let's see. I read them by myself. For example, when is the game set?
I think we've sort of tackled this in a previous live stream. It's the game takes from the Battle of Antarctica on SG-1 Series 7, I think it was.
Okay.
At the end of Battle of Antarctica, another group of members of another team are taking on another adventure, and that's the starting setting for the game.
Okay.
And then after that, it's all new and all brand new. So there are some references to that SG-1, but the characters are all brand new.
Wow, it's amazing. And another question that is, I think, a question that can interest many of our followers. When will the beta available?
Oh, beta.
Yeah, well, we will start. We're seeing that with Neil in the stream before when we were showing the game. We're planning to go beta around this summer.
Yeah.
For the celebrations of the 25 years of the release of Stargate SG-1.
Thank you, Mobucks, for the 5.
Yeah, I mean, with games like this,
what is that?
There's an awful lot of fine-tuning to do before you enter the beta phase, but we're confident that that's what we're gonna do.
Okay. We can't wait. Oh my God.
we can make sure that you guys out there are up to date on what is happening. These are all sets of new screenshots we've published and are taken from other scenarios in the game. So you can see quite a lot of different scenarios here.
They're really accurate.
They are glorious. I love them all.
Wow.
There's been a lot of work into making these things, really cool places to.
I want to play it now.
Yeah, you want to play it now. Yeah.
Another question for you. For example,
their goggles.
I got so many questions. I don't know what to ask you. Oh, any chance Target lands on console?
This is going to be a recurring one today.
Many are asking.
We think that there's chances that Stargate comes in console. I mean, if you take the Master of Magic example I've done before, where the game is kind of complex and very hard to bring to consoles because the UI
Stargate
is much more manageable for the port. So it's definitely a possibility. It's PC for the moment.
Okay. And I read just a question before coming here. One of our users was asking, but one of the original actor will be giving his voice to the game or not?
Well, we don't have any of the original SG-1 characters directly in the game, so we don't have that as a need, but we are doing a very accurate job with MGM selecting the actors for the voiceovers in the game, and some of the acting is really impressive, I have to say. It's really coming down really well.
Well, acting is really important for a game, I think.
It is. I mean, about acting, and,
Yeah.
and I guess that, especially for a narrative-driven game where characters are so important, having some, cool voices that go with the characters is fundamental.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
It
excited
gives
for this
you
game,
the
MVP?
impression to be
Me
in
too.
the
I want to see.
game.
I want to see
It's
what
immersive.
like.
It's immersivity, definitely. Here's a Stargate in the image.
Yeah, wow. And I think we have a little advertising now.
Yeah.
I think.
And then we're all back here.
Yeah, for you.
Wait, are they announcing a new game now? Hold on.
Here it is.
Oh, Alienware. All right, chat, I'm dropping a key for everybody in the chat. Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. Let's go, baby. Play 'em on Steam. First come, first serve. Go.
Thank you, Alienware, for
Thank
supporting
you.
us
Thank
this
you
live
very
stream.
much.
We have been using Alienware kits for showing up the games in glorious 4K and all the maximum definition possible. So thank you, Alienware, for supporting this live stream. So we've got a new thing to announce, right?
Yeah, some new things.
New game.
No, it's not a game this
New
time. No. As you know, we enjoy very much doing tea time, doing this program.
Yeah.
I know that you guys like them very much. So we decided to bring you more of this kind of entertainment.
Yeah, I'm a bit shy now.
No, you're not shy.
I'm a bit shy.
Have I ever played Deadlock?
Sorry, but
that
this
doesn't
is
sound
yours,
familiar.
Marco.
This is
I don't
mine.
know.
This is good to me. Do I put it on?
Yeah, maybe if you want.
Gosh,
It's
this is
not,
gonna be
it's not
complicated.
mandatory.
Okay,
do
take
you
this.
Yeah, microphone.
Is that a hat?
2 microphones. Haha, I have the power now.
Oh, what the hell is this?
You're like Gordon Ramsay of Wargamers.
Yeah, I am. Okay, where's my applause here? Come on.
Come on, guys. We have a live audience, so we have to use it for the important things, or not?
What's up with the hat?
Ratatouille.
Yeah, ratatouille.
Oh my God.
Is there a mouse under that hat?
There is a mouse. There's plenty of space. Look at this. We have lots of news about this, right?
Yes. The reason why Mark is wearing a hat is not that he's becoming a cook, but it will be for some kind of reason, because it will host the Wargaming Cook.
I want to
Yes,
do that.
we're basically, because Tea Time is being so successful, what we're trying to do is open up to new formats in video streaming and video on demand.
Yes.
And meaning that we
Chat,
have.
if I did a
new
cooking
shows,
stream, would you watch
coming.
it?
And I guess we're starting from Wargaming Cook because it's kind of funny way of interacting with the audience in a different way.
Yeah,
I
they're
guess.
doing a Breaking
So
Bad
the
game.
Wargaming Cook will be a 30 minutes video on demand YouTube show where we are going to host a popular host for our audience, someone who's relevant in terms of either topics to talk about, passions, interests, not necessarily linked to our industry, but in general, someone who can relate to our players in a way. And we're gonna have a chat whilst cooking some Italian recipes.
Pasta
Hell yeah,
carbonara.
brother.
Yes, just simple stuff. We're not trying to be too fancy. But
Like mom's cooking.
Mom's cooking is a good idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Mama's kitchen.
Mama's kitchen.
Food and games.
Marco's Mama's kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah. And you're also doing something, right?
Yeah, I have. I took my space, of course. I will do the newsroom with Julia. That will be a weekly program. It will last like 5-10 minutes. It depends on the week, because I will be the anchor woman of Slytherin. I will announce some upcoming news. And I will give you some updates, talk about future plans, and give some insights. So it will be, I hope, interesting. I hope.
You've been doing some Instagram stories as well. So you're
Yeah.
like, I think the newsroom the cool thing about the newsroom is going to be that we'll have a format every Monday morning. People will be able to check what is happening in Slytherin during that week.
Yeah, it's a way to be in contact with you all the week long, because we will have a newsroom with Junior on Monday, tea time on Thursday with Marco. So we will have many opportunities to interact with us and to make you write us comments and questions, and so it's a good way to stay in contact.
And we also have something that's dedicated to our community members with a format called What's Your Mod?
Yes. We will play some of our
What is this show? This is the home of Wargaming 22.
Our wonderful play a game at the maximum difficulty level possible
news
in 20 minutes.
For real-time strategy games.
Yeah. It's a long name, but it's a good name.
Yeah, and he's going to do this, playing mods from some of our popular mods on our games, and so that we sort of, I think, give back to the community into what they give to us, because we publish games with some modding possibilities, and very seldom we show what our community has been doing with this modding possibility. So it's a good way of giving something back to them, crediting them.
It's important. And we have to thank you, community, because you support us always, and it's really important for us.
Yeah, I mean, you're a vital part of what we do. It's having games out there with such a wealth of content, even without us even interfering with it. It's great. It's making our games live longer. So that's,
I take the chance to remind you guys that you can write us in our Twitch chat, that's YouTube chat, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can interact with us today and always, generally.
All right, so we're going to play this recap video back again to start off for the last hour of this show, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? We the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they too strong. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now. So are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready for the comeback? You know we don't want that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see it with your bad self. If you're into taking L's, then it can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this star from the ground up, that's all by myself, you know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle, any person that comes got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out.
I've never heard of that Scramble game before. Scramble Battle of Britain? Oh boy. Oof. Broken Arrow, I don't know how that's gonna do.
All right, back live. We are going to move to the final phase of this event.
New
we
game.
have about 1 minute to say, just quickly recap what we've seen. So we've seen Master of Magic, entire 40 minutes of gameplay. You'll be able to see again or watch again on YouTube once the event is over. Hopefully tomorrow I will upload everything, but if you want to watch the whole event, then you can do it straight away on Twitch and YouTube as well. Then we also did some we announced Feel Glory Kingdoms. The first time we've shown the game, screenshots We've had a nice chat with Neil about it. This was, as we said, one of the worst kept secret in the industry. But I think the comments on the live
Almost
chat were
for
really
Starship
pleasing and
Troopers.
positive. So I'm really happy about that. And then we've moved to Stargate, Timekeepers. We've showed about 30 minutes of Annie trying to sneak into an enemy camp. She got killed only 4 times, so I think it was a decent success for today. We're gonna have her back now. So before we move on, just very quickly, if you want to ask for, give the hashtag.
Hashtag HowLive to 2022. Okay, and also I remind you our social channels: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Interact with us, ask questions, hear your voice.
Now we have a little surprise for you, which is this is the second worst kept secret in the industry.
Oh my God.
Probably. I think this probably gets the grand prize, but who knows. So I have a trailer for you, which is a teaser
new.
we showed back in December with a little bit of a reveal, and then we'll have
Terminator?
Neil back on stage to talk about the game.
It couldn't be Terminator. Oh my God, it could be. Oh my God. Nope, I hear horses. Oh, right.
Eastbound and down, loading up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can be done?
Dude, is that actual chariot racing? I don't think I've ever seen a chariot racer before. Dropping another key for chat. Let's do, I'm dropping a key for Warhammer 40k Gladius.
Done one badly kept secret of the day, which was Fog Kingdoms. We now have the second badly kept secret of the day, which is...
We do indeed.
Yes, Ancient Arenas Chariots is finally announced. It was teased at Christmas and has been mentioned in the tea time, I think, pretty much every week ever since. So we're here to show a bit of gameplay today. Annie will be playing against a number of streamers in a few minutes' time. We also wanted to take a bit of time to introduce the other side of the game. We're pitching this obviously as a spiritual successor to Quadriga, and we have many of the same features in there, but obviously it looks a little bit more up to date now, I think. We've spent a lot of time constructing our models and motion capturing horses, which is something I've always been very keen to point out.
Very passionate about.
I've always been very keen about the motion captured horses in there. I very much like the idea that
That can't be blood.
there's some guy in a field in Poland motion capturing a horse somewhere. And I think it's paid off pretty well. We do have a resident horse expert in the office. Mr. Sharrock knows an awful lot about horses and has been advising us on how they should be moving. We'll come to that later on, but this is an instance of the expanded metagame.
It's like
we had a brief look at the blacksmith,
chariot
which is,
racing
one of a number
management
of
game?
different buildings we'll get to play with over time.
Kind of badass.
When you start up the game, you will choose, as in the original game, there's a number of factions you can.
Oh, it's
you can
red
belong to,
clay?
and,
Oh.
a number of specialities you can pick up. That will determine which buildings are available to you, and therefore which of the skills are available to you at first.
And you will be able to upgrade your chariots using all these items, but it really
Indeed.
depends.
Hell yeah, brother! Throw a Hemi in her.
Start pretty rough.
Hell yeah.
You start very much at the bottom of the pyramid in the world of charioteering here.
Yeah, we'll be
What's up,
racing
Maurice?
in some of the dirty, overgrown tracks. There'll be nothing grand, no Circus Maximuses for you when you start out. But maybe you'll build your way up, who knows?
Indeed, it's a long way to the top if you want to be an outrigger, definitely. This is an example of one of the buildings we have, the shrine, where you can pray for divine favour, you can curse some of your upcoming opponents, or you can indeed ask for a blessing from the gods yourself. The villa, which we may come to in a bit, maybe one of the screenshots if I managed to grab all the right screenshots earlier on. The villa is where you control the abilities of lots of, here we are, fantastic, where you control the abilities of lots of the other buildings in the game. So you could, for example, upgrade a shrine so that you were able to
give better blessings,
get more than one god to curse your opponents if you were feeling
Pinto blessings,
which is, of course, the way to be doing things. Metagame is much expanded, I think. You have, I think it's about 8 or 9 buildings in total, is it?
I believe so.
Something in that area. Not all of them available to you at launch. You'll probably have about half of that, I think, at the start.
Yeah, no need for the villa when you don't particularly have anything to manage at the beginning.
Well, indeed, yes. You'll start off kind of scrabbling for a few sesterces.
How much horsepower do these chariots have?
Tracks,
maybe praying for a curse for the second brother of whoever's riding against you.
Indeed. Things you can do in the game. I mean, you'll be able to upgrade your chariot, obviously, and upgrade your charioteers' equipment. I know you have your favourites in terms of charioteers' equipment.
I definitely do. There's a really cool lion head helmet that I just know would intimidate my enemies riding down the course, and I need it.
Absolutely. That was one of the first things we insisted on putting in the game, I think. The concept art they had of a lion's head helmets, we insisted they put in for real, which I think was a very good decision overall.
I like to think so.
You can scout around sort of your known world. We have 4 main areas. We have Egypt, Greece, Rome, and Hispania, which sort of covers 4 very different looking tracks visually. I think it's Rome we're showing today off the top of my head.
I believe
because
so.
We are in Italy after all, so why would we not? You build up your networks over time, get a better impression of what's out in the different territories in terms of horses, new equipment, charioteers, so on and so forth.
The actual rigger itself.
Indeed, yes. You've got a lot of different mechanics to balance. There's any number of buildings to upgrade.
Ben-Hur simulator.
Your charioteers, your horse teams will work together immediately, but also would stand to have better training, work together, and they can then they improve. They work more harmoniously. They're
section.
just more effective. Your
This
lead
actually seems
horse
really cool.
can be trained. Your other horses, your lead horse being your funalis. A word I've learned during the production of this game.
What armour your guy might wear is another pretty important one, because he's probably most likely to get stabbed not wearing his leathers.
Absolutely. It is all is fair in chariot racing, it would be fair to say.
There is absolutely damage done to opponents in any way, shape or form.
You are going to be taking an awful lot of grief out there. Your horses can sustain damage during a race and will. Certainly, and your charioteer too. Indeed, we may see it today. It's not unknown for your charioteer to come flying off your chariot completely, and then it's a life or death scramble.
It certainly is. Whether you want to Ben-Hur, have him skinned, or whether you want to let go and maybe redeem the next race.
Indeed, live to race another day.
Get them started, brother.
I've seen a few in testing over the last few days. I've seen a few charioteers get mown down by a pack of horses, which is delightful.
I'm a little bit of a hothead, and I always think I can go faster.
Obviously, maintaining the health of your charioteer is vitally important in a campaign. It goes without saying.
Not dying sounds good.
A charioteer who has been mown down by a pack of horses is not going to be much use to you.
Both charioteers and horses have health bars, and it's things inside like getting whipped by opponents or not feeding them well is obviously going to damage that, whereas looking after them to the best of your ability is probably going to do better. Indeed.
What else do we have in terms On mechanics, blacksmiths for equipment as well. Your equipment will degrade over time, as well as getting smashed up by your enemies. It may indeed even get cursed by your own enemies. There's an awful lot out there. So you will need to establish good trade works. You will gain research points by having a meteorology tent, but also by then
meteorology
various race-winning mechanics as well will also grant you points to research new blueprints for better equipment, or indeed just brand new equipment. So how you equip your charioteers is vitally important. Reserve horses you'll be able to run once you've built up your chariot racing enterprise. You will be able to run more than one chariot team in a race, either controlling them or you can have a second team running as an.
Honestly, I find this to be very interesting because I know there's like a lot of isn't there a couple of like racing management games like there's like Tour de France and stuff where you can like train you're not necessarily the racer, but you're kind of like part of the management team. This seems really interesting where it's like a strategy management game but based on like this doesn't even feel like racing because people can die and stuff. That's kind of part of the game.
On the race
but I find that kind of
see what the conclusion
interesting.
Was.
Yeah, F1 manager,
really
yeah.
Micromanage and go in, but if you really just enjoy racing the horses, then that's
so this is like F1 manager, but
there's a wealth of details
ancient arenas chariots. I'm actually interested to try this out and see what the hell is going to happen. Because like the race is going to last like what, a couple minutes, so it's going to be all about like how they make it interesting before the race and after the race, like getting money, trading for the horses, trading, building stuff.
Will get to race in the very best races.
I'm interested.
And work their way out of the flea pits into the most glorious.
I'm interested to see how they would make something like this fun.
Something we have here is one of the better ones, although we do have certain very grand ones as well across the different territories. Coming together quite nicely. We are not too far, I think, from being able to beta it now. It's
yeah, we're looking to hopefully do so in the summer.
Yeah, indeed. We shouldn't be very far away. So, feeling quite positive about it, I
Feeling
think.
excited.
Yes, I'm glad you're excited, as you will soon be running off to play with a number of leading streamers and show them what you're made of when it comes to chariot racing.
Beautiful.
The spiritual successor of award-winning indie game Quadriga, Ancient Arenas Chariots is a unique mix of fast-paced tactical action, clever resource management, and lawless, chaotic racing. Welcome on stage, senior producer Neil McKenna and producer Annie Sims.
I am not Annie Sims.
You are not.
I am. We had to play this because we forgot to play earlier, so we had it the back burner. So we had to play it anyway. So we are now going to try this moment of this is never going to work.
Yeah.
Okay. So the guys have asked me to take some time because we have to set things up a little bit. Now, what we're trying to achieve now is we're going to try and run a multiplayer race with
what?
Four
We're going to see gameplay?
I can't
what
remember.
The hell?
I think we're doing 5 in
with,
total.
With hopefully 5. Hopefully 5. It's not. If it's not 5, it's going to be fine with 4. I can see. Are the green ones the ones that joined the lobby?
The greens are ready.
Are ready for the race.
Yes,
okay.
We are waiting.
So connected from Germany, we have Writing Bull. Guten Abend, Writing Bull. We have Cringer, also ready.
Cringer, the Twitch streamer?
Tactic from Australia. It's probably, what, 4 o'clock in the morning there?
No idea.
We've got Angry Joe, and we have Annie as well, right?
Yep.
Angry Joe's playing too?
Paolo.
So if this is going to work, I'm going to do the first episode of the Wargaming Cook entirely dressed in pink with plumes.
Cool.
If it works.
Angry
if it
Joe's
doesn't,
playing? Wow.
It's fine. It's still fine. We can talk about the game anyway.
We can.
So we basically are waiting that everyone joins the game.
Yeah, we're just
at the moment we're waiting for Writing Bull, are we?
Yep, it's only Writing Bull we're missing. Everyone else is ready.
Cool. Okay, cool. So I mean, I trust the Germans. So I have a good faith in the Germans. This is, and then we have Annie playing for the Slytherin colours.
Representing the honour of Slytherin, and yes, indeed.
Okay. And if we have problems in, completing the first race, Writing Bull is green, so off we go.
Who do you guys think is going to win?
You're going to tell us what's happening, right? Neil?
I am going to tell you what's happening. We just need to start off the race.
I think it's going to be Writing Bull.
Let's see what happens. How far? I was trying to mumble things around and trying to fix things as we.
You think
were
Joe?
talking, so did you say anything about how ready the game is? How long are we are in the process of development?
We touched on it
there?
briefly. Yes, we're again quite close to being feature complete at this point. All the sort of main systems are in there. We still need to balance the single player game. There's still obviously a few issues to be ironed out here and there. UI is fairly rough at the moment, so this is placeholder UI in terms of being able to set your settings and particularly for selecting the different tracks.
Thank you guys for saving myself from being completely dressed in pink with plumes. If things are,
let's start the race, brother. Let's go.
We managed to pull this together. Of course, this is not an easy. Not an easy
one
thing.
lap.
We're trying to do this with a build that's not even feature complete, and we have received this build and tested it. I think once maybe. Over the weekend.
Yeah, we've had a few sort of positive results with it here and there.
So let's see how it goes, and if someone joins the race.
There's always a risk on the day itself. That,
of course there is, and we're fine with it. And I can see people running around like headless chicken in the background.
Indeed.
It's pretty cool. It's okay. And Neil, could Ancient Arenas Chariots, the development has been interesting because there's always this thing where you want to balance the management part of the game and the racing part of the game. And how long do you think players will spend in one part and the other?
Well, I don't think we've ever been worried about making an appealing chariot racing game. We've always felt that that's going to work very well. We're building on solid foundations there, and it's always been the challenge has always been there and quite clear. Building an appealing meta game to go around with that and give people a reason to want to do more than dip in and out of individual races had certainly been a challenge. But we've got a number of systems in there. We need to balance them out a bit more finely, I think.
Yeah. But the other thing, of course, with a game like Ancient Arenas Chariots is that you end up having to please different types of players, right? Because there's players who gonna really enjoy only the racing part, and the management part has to be deep enough to please whoever's fond of management games.
Well, we've always conceived it as something where you would be able to play almost purely as a management game if you wanted to, just not really taking part in the races. If for whatever reason you chose not to do that. So there's a number of sort of reasonably challenging systems in there.
Leslie, thanks for becoming a Raptor egg.
That offers a challenge
Thank you for the
on that
support.
level as well. I don't think it's enough to simply offer the base racing game.
All right, what I'll do is now I'll ask the guys. I mean, I really don't mind if this live is there's a bit of interaction between us. But what we can do is maybe pull forward the next bit, the next part, and see if we can fix things around whilst we are offline, maybe, and try again later. But okay, I see the loading screen. I see a loading screen. This is either the game restarted. I didn't understand a thing. Come here. I think she's Julia is the other Julia. We have a Julia and then we have the other Julia. She's telling me that things are probably gonna work now, but I don't know. This looks like.
We have a single-player game set up, but it appears to be set up with, indeed, only a single player.
All right, this is the single-player challenge. Okay, okay, cool.
So this gives you an idea. Obviously, there are no AI characters working in here.
Right, so basically...
That's just the way we've set it up in the rush to get it working.
They're doing a test
now?
So
you have your...
I think that guy's going to win right there.
Where, you can decide what's your next move.
You have a number of actions down here, for example, which will be sort of familiar from the original game as to what you can do. So in the top-down view here, which was sort of seen traditionally, you get an idea of...
this went down very badly. Too fast in the corners. Too fast in the corners.
Too fast in the corners, indeed. So we may get to see here the tension between, yes, there we go, getting dragged along there.
You can actually, like...
We can, we can
safely
say it. Okay, do you have any killings going on in the game?
You can run other Aurigas down, certainly. So if somebody comes flying off, you can try and target them. Indeed, they will try and make it to you. You will see there where the screen is paused.
Wow.
We have a gate in the side there. That's where another charioteer will try and flee to. So you can choose to try and run them down and mete out some justice.
Is there any horse killing?
Horses can die. Yeah, so as in
reality.
As in reality, horses can die. It won't be particularly graphic, but it's an unfortunate part of chariot racing that it can be dangerous for the horses as well as for the human racers.
One thing I found out is that a lot of this stuff was actually true back in the days. I mean, this chariot races were the actual sports of the time.
Yeah.
The Aurigas, are we ready for the race? Are we not ready for the race? This is great. Hopefully.
All right, here we go, guys. A real race. Let's go.
Maybe not. Who knows?
Come on, baby.
That Aurigas were actually the sports stars of the time.
Oh, very much. They were, they were very much the stars of the day, like footballers are today, either in Italy or in England.
And these guys were earning a lot of money.
They were.
They had managers.
$3 a year.
The whole thing about management, the management metagame, is actually pretty true to life. You had this, entrepreneurs starting their own,
Indeed, yeah. It was, their own teams, as it were, and the ability to build up your team is something we will have in the game here too.
So it's surprising how, similar to some of the logics we have in our current sports that were back in the days.
They were all there back in the day as well, certainly, yes. It's nothing is ever truly new.
Yeah. It's right. So, guys, I guess that what we could do is now try and move to the next bit. We have I think we have a little bit of time. We can
Where's the race?
Fill with the recap video, and then maybe move to Starship Troopers and hopefully get back to Ancient Arenas later.
It's happening.
But I don't want to make. I just want to make sure that viewers out there are watching something interesting anyway. So I will let's see if we can organize something with Starship Troopers on the fly, if possible.
Oh my God.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? We the ones that ready for whatever. We gonna have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up on the way front back.
All right, Starship Troopers coming up. Apparently, we're going to see a new mission and new units. So we might see mechs or vehicles. We might see more airstrikes. We might see maybe going into the bug tunnels themselves. And remember, chat, what is the only type of good bug? Can anyone answer that?
Are you ready for the comeback? We the ones that let me see them hands up on the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you're into taking L's, then it can't help. I'll be the self-made champ. Look at my belt. I built this car from the ground up. It's all by myself. You know, this is the return of the one. You ain't see him.
I want to see more Terminator.
They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah,
Releasing on June 16th, Starship Troopers Terran Command is the most anticipated RTS of the season.
True.
Please welcome on stage executive producer David Sharrock and senior brand manager Alberto Casalini.
Hi everyone, and welcome. We're going to show you Starship Troopers Terran Command. So the game has
Here it
been out on
goes.
pre-order, and it's going to release in a month time on June 16. David, for anyone who might not be familiar with the game,
About a month and a
what
week
type of
away.
game it is?
So Starship Troopers Terran Command is an RTS, a real-time strategy game set in the Starship Troopers universe, but on a new undocumented planet.
The movie universe.
Yes, the movie universe.
Yes, very important. Okay, so the game is single-player only, and it focuses on a story campaign in which the Federation tries to defend the planet of Qualasha from a Bugs invasion.
There is, as comes to no surprise to anyone, there were no bugs, then there's bugs. And we are being sent there to deal with said bugs.
Yes. Okay, so today we're going to show you a brand new mission that we have never shown before. It's called The Perimeter. What can you tell us about it?
So, Perimeter is quite a lot further into the campaign than we've previously shown, as you can see from the screen we're seeing with the
mission
Edmond
16.
playing away, showing
Damn.
us our scenario select screen. So previously we've only shown you missions from the quite near the early of the game. The Steam Next Fest demo was kind of the first 3 missions. So we're going now to the kind of end of what we call Act 3 internally. There's been a very large bug invasion. The Federation has heroically made a great stand and pushed the bugs back into, well, next door. But we are heroically securing the perimeter now.
Yes, I don't want to give spoilers away, but we're going to see some units that we have never seen before.
Oh, the mech. There was a mech.
Heroically, aren't you, Edmond?
Yes, actually, Commander Edmond is very experienced with the game, but we're not exactly sure that he can beat this.
I've seen him play.
Yes. I mean, what do we do with him if he doesn't win?
Oh, I don't know. I think we might have to court-martial him, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Actually, we only have 30 minutes to beat the mission, so let's make a bet. If Edmond can't win in 30 minutes, he's going to be in trouble.
Oh, I think so. I think
Do you want to know more, Chad?
Right here.
All right, so let's get into it.
City. To prevent further incursions, the military is building a line of fortifications around Qualash's industrial sector. Troopers are busy clearing out the last few insect stragglers from the green zone. Safety, security, and a return to normal life are just around the bend.
Normal life, here we come.
The war will be over by Christmas,
All right, so,
boys.
Some of you might not be familiar with how the game plays, so we'll take the first few minutes to familiarize ourselves with the UI and anything that's happening.
Yes. So we've got a few new characters you maybe haven't met before yet. You'll learn more about them when the game comes out. These are kind of our commanding officers for this mission.
Oh my God, a
As
big
you
old
can see,
turret,
we've,
brother. Hell yeah.
Drawn a line around the planet that includes most of Qualasha, where the bugs can maybe stay safe.
Yes.
And we're good, but however, the PR is maybe not necessarily matching the reality. So we're here to make that happen.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
All right, so
Clear
what
all
can you tell us
hives.
about what are
there
we
they
seeing
come.
here?
So this is pretty much every mission in Starship Troopers. You start with a radio base, which is kind of your base of operations.
Hold the line, brother.
Here, Edmond has been, shall we say, dropped into a hot zone. So he's very quickly calling down new troops to help secure his immediate surroundings. He's using
we've
combat
streamed this
engineers
game
to
before.
put down turrets to basically secure his base. If you can look at the mini-map in the bottom left, you see he holds a very small amount of terrain, and there's a lot of red with lots of big numbers on it, which indicate lots of bug hives with lots of bugs in them.
Yes. Let's talk about this base. You can only build some specific buildings in specific slots.
Yes, so each of you, to encourage...
they have the high ground. It's over bugs.
The bases around the map. The Federation wisely only kind of built so many building slots in each base. So specialization is the name of the game. So here Edmond started out with access to rifle troopers, Mark II troopers, and combat engineers. But he needs to go and use his deployment zone back in his base to open up the next level of units. So he's pushing forward a bit to try and get forward and secure an outlying area.
Awaiting orders.
Oh, that's a bug layer.
Yes, those are kind of environmental obstacles. They're there to kind of little bug hives that you can try and blow up with grenades, but they'll keep spitting out bugs until you close them, but they're not the main bug hives. They're the real threats on the map.
Yes.
So he needs to kind of, he's doing that to basically buy himself a bit of space, a bit of breathing room to build out from. But his main problem is that his southeast corridor is open. So that's why he's building his turrets back there, back in the base.
Well, this guy's, he's building turrets and creeping
You know, one
forward.
of the things I really love about this game is how it always keeps the pressure on the player. There's never a dull moment in Starship Troopers.
No, if you stop, the bugs tend to keep coming.
Yes.
They tend to get, there's never enough bugs, really. There's also quite a lot of your guys. So if you want to, the Federation being the Federation, there's always more bodies about using those bodies well.
The engineers.
So you'll notice the little pips appearing over these troops' emblems are experience levels. So they're getting better at doing what they do, which is fighting the bug menace. And if you lose them, they're gone, you don't get the experience back. However, if you can keep at least one alive and refill that unit with troops from orbit, then you keep that experience level. So that's kind of a lot of the heart of the game, is keeping those experienced troops alive.
So how do you get reinforcements then?
So reinforcements are called from orbit. The fleet are up there with lots of ready, eager citizens willing to do their duty, do their part. But you need supplies and war support in order to call them down. So on the bottom UI there, you can see there's kind of 5 elements. There's the battle tier, which is kind of how far the battle has progressed and whether your Federation commanders believe it's a serious enough battle to get attention for. He has his deployment slots he's got available, dropships available, and then supply and war support. Supply is kind of like your soft cap, which people know from other RTSs. It's kind of how many basic bodies you can get out, whereas war support is for the kind of more sophisticated things like buildings and also some of the more advanced Federation units.
Okay. I think this is a good moment to talk about terrain elevation. As you can see, Edmond just placed some troopers on an elevated terrain. What's the advantage of that?
So first of all, line of sight. If you're up there, you can see what's coming. I think Edmond, on this map, there's some fun bits later on where you're trying to approach upper slope, and bugs are on there, but you can't see them until they suddenly start eating your face. So that's the first thing. Secondly, rate of fire. Everyone on a higher unit gets a bit more rate of fire. And thirdly, you can fire over troops. So those rifle troopers at the back there, they're obviously in action now because that bug hole spawned some new guys. But you can't shoot through your own soldiers. The Federation tends to frown upon self-inflicted casualties. It's a valuable resource. So putting someone on elevator means they can shoot over units with no real care about who's in the way.
That's very handy.
Yes.
As you can see, Edmond has been using quite a few unit abilities.
Yes.
Each unit, has a standard mode of attack, but they also have special abilities.
Yes. And he's also just pushed forward and cleared his first bug hive. He's obviously heard our
Plasma
inspirational
bugs.
talk, so he's really pushing for it. So the bug hive is just cleared as kind of like the main bug structure in our game. Where bugs come from, where bug attack waves come from, where bug defensive structures are built. So he's now captured a new base here and putting down a kind of a comms base, which will allow him to summon the fleet liaison, which is a new troop we've not seen before. And also he's brought down a couple of rocket troopers because there was a
rocket troopers firing over the walls.
So he's now got a bit of a nice defensive line there on top of that wall. But you've also seen a new threat appeared, which are tankers and plasma bugs. So tankers are basically, the bugs have noticed him, they are mildly annoyed. So they will now start spawning tanker bugs and attack waves.
Oh, here's one.
This guy here, yes. Which unfortunately is going to cause his Mark II troopers a few issues. They appear to be melting.
I love that
they're
animation.
Melting, Edmond. They're melting. Do something.
No, that's fine. I really love the animation, and I'm glad that we showed that on screen.
He lost those
also,
troops on
we tried
purpose.
hopper bugs as well. Oh, by the way, I don't think we have shown plasma bugs before, so that's new as well.
Yes, so plasma bugs are the ones you've seen recognized from the movies, but in this one, they're not just shooting at orbit, they're shooting at you.
Makes sense.
So on the minimap, you see the kind of big blue zones. That's kind of the plasma bug range of fire on this map. If you get in there, they'll start dropping big, high explosive globs of plasma on you, just to keep you on your toes, that kind of thing. So Edmund's doing all right here. He's pushing forward. He's got enough supplies to call down Fleet Liaison if he wanted to, which might be a decent shout in the moment. Fleet Liaison.
AT units
like
sound
the radio
badass.
troopers people. Oh, there we go. There is a plasma problem.
Yeah.
He might want to move from there. Oh, and here's some spiffers and some hoppers. Oh dear, people are falling dead.
No.
Come on, Edmund, you can do it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Made it.
He's made it, and he's also avoided a plasma strike. Well done, Edmund.
Close.
Yes,
Another layer.
So he's chosen not to go with a radio operator, so he can't summon reinforcements in the field. Otherwise, he'd be able to get some new bodies down to replenish those guys who've been killed.
Yes.
But also, the Fleet Liaison Officer, not only does she have that ability, she can also call down attack strikes, which are wonderfully devastating. Oh dear, poor bugs.
Yeah, as you remember, in the movie,
AT
there
is
was
good for taking
the
out those
rivalry between the
burrows.
mobile infantry and the fleet. So the fleet liaison is there to represent that rivalry. As in, normally the mobile infantry wouldn't have any kind of support from the air.
Yeah, the fleet aren't particularly bothered about your boots on the ground. They're worried about the planes in the air. But the Fleet Liaison kind of acts as a key link between the two, and there she is.
Nice.
Hello there.
There we go.
Yes, she is unfortunately owned with one Marita pistol, so it's probably best to keep her guarded.
Well, I do hope that we're going to see some tuck strikes.
Oh, I think that zone over there kind of needs.
Here's
as
the
they're saying,
uppercuts.
he's currently attacking uphill, which is occasionally an issue.
Yeah.
As you see, the attack strike has rather failed before. No,
Here's a plasma bug.
Hello, plasma bug.
Very nice.
So it takes a long time for them to recharge, but when they do, it tends to get quite messy. And the hive he's trying to attack you is quite a big one as well. So not only are there bugs, like the chariot bugs there, who are trying to defend the plasma bug.
It's a tuck strike.
Yes, incoming.
That's a big old bug.
Come on,
Air
Edmund, drop the
support,
hammer.
brother. Here it comes. Tucker hat coming on in, brother.
There we go.
There we go.
Hell yeah. Wow,
No,
it did no damage.
Plasma bugs have quite lots of armor. So he's done a wonderful job there of clearing out the bugs that are guarding the
It
plasma
did nothing.
bug. But he'll need to get
It
rocket
did
troopers in there
absolutely
to finish
nothing.
the deal. Like that.
Nice.
Yeah, shoot a rocket up.
But she probably needs to get out of there. Come on, Lily, run.
That was a close one.
That was a close one.
That air support did absolutely nothing against that bug.
Good hike.
There we go.
There it
Oh,
goes.
damn.
Good work,
One bug
Edmond.
down.
The bug
So
explodes like a nuke.
Yeah, so we need to go and deal with that. But as you were saying earlier, Alberto, certainly at this stage of the game, Starship Troopers is generally about escalation.
Yes.
You get better, the bugs get better.
Yes.
You get more troops, the bugs get more troops. It all just keeps coming.
Yes.
There's very rarely a moment of peace.
Things will escalate quickly.
Peace is for the weak. So yeah, so he's now kind of pushing on this bug hive. It's quite a dangerous bug hive because the number you can see on the minimap with 4 indicates there's 4 sources of bugs.
Is another tuck strike?
Yes, good one.
There we go. Yeah,
That's what I like.
brother.
So warrior bugs less of an armored
That was better.
unit, and eat barrel bomb quite nice.
Much better.
So he's coming in now. He's trying to get towards that hive center, which is the center of the hive. But this
Oh yeah, one trooper.
Oh boy,
Oh, but he's got the shotgun
That's
out.
fine, that's
He's got the
fine.
shotguns out. Good. Oh, that's probably not so good though.
Yeah, I don't.
So he's got to pull in some grenades and calling some.
Don't go down. Hold the high
Oh, the
ground,
fleet
brother.
liaison just died.
Oh dear, that's a shame.
Yeah.
He's got some trouble. So the hoppers that you can see flying around suppress your troops. They don't. Troops don't like getting hit by hoppers, so it takes a while for them to react and re-engage. So he's in. Oh, that's one unit gone.
It's fine.
Pressure.
They
No,
died in the service of the Federation.
It did. They were noble lives.
They did their duty.
So he's going throughout some special rockets here. He's specialised his rocket troopers, I think, in fire grenades there. He's pushing on. But, however, as you said, they have died in service because they've pulled a lot of the teeth of the hive. They have pulled a lot of attention, so they're going to try a last-ditch raid of the hive. Oh, I don't think that went as well as it could have done. There's a few bugs coming left, but there's still one trooper left. You can save him, Edmond.
Yeah, I don't think that.
There's one guy. Come
That's
on.
very close.
Save him.
Come on.
Nope, they're
You can
dead.
do
Come on,
it.
Edmund.
Oh, I think he's going to do it as well, you know. I think he's going to do it.
Oh,
So close.
rip that unit.
F's in the chat,
A
boys.
little announcement there. So next battle tier unlocked, which is quite
I'm doing my
exciting for our
part.
purposes. The battle tier is next battle tier is battle tier 4. So if Edmond can now find a bit more war support from somewhere, like from clearing a hive and capturing a base, we'll have some fun later on. Oh, however, I think he might need to get a new army. I think this army is not looking as healthy as it could. Yes.
Time to call for reinforcements.
Yes. Regeneration time, Edmond. There we go.
Yep.
So, as we were saying earlier, losing your army is not the end of it. Losing your bases is not the end of it. As long as you've got some sort of foothold on Kwalasha, you can get back into the fight.
Wow, look at all those damn reinforcements.
But all these guys are now level 1 XP, no special, or very basic special abilities. So he's got to up his game and play better.
These guys are going to suck.
By the way, you have 20 minutes left.
Yes.
Then it's court martial time.
Yes. No pressure. Some pressure.
Give us a rating out of
So
10? Well, this game's not out, so I can't really...
5 dropships available at one
I mean,
time, so
hype
there's a bit
10
of a-
out of 10 because I want to play it.
Summon an entire army. You know, that dropship count will run out eventually. So there you go. I think this is looking a bit more like it, though. He's got what, that 2 Mark II, some rockets, some rifles, fleet liaison, and some engineers. I think this feels much more like a force to me. So his combat engineers.
I wonder if
he's got
when
these
they
on the
fall
flank.
out of the sky, if they hurt the troops.
They can't shoot poplars,
when they're dead.
but they're very good at close range. So they're very, very good for securing a flank or in a choke point. I think he needs to get some extra support up there. The other advantage of the Mark II troopers, which are the guys you see in the middle there, is they have underslung grenade launchers. So even if the line of sight is blocked, they can still contribute to the fight by lobbing some rifle grenades up the top. So here we go. This feels like a good one. So that you can see there,
it really feels great when there are all those spots
Love
coming
the
at you and
flames.
just being shot and torn to pieces. It's amazing.
So you can see, you saw that Edmond actually, rather than calling down the tac strike, he used the fleet liaison to drop a dropship beacon, which meant he could summon reinforcements from orbit, which has given him a chance now to actually take a few losses, but then resummon them back, keep them back in the fight. And if he can keep that area defended, then he'll be able to basically push out from there and hopefully take this bug hive down.
Yeah. You know, just to explain something to those players who are a bit more familiar with RTS games, this game is really about micro.
Oh yes, it's very much a micro game rather than a macro game. There is as you've said, there's an economy there, but it's a Starship Troopers economy. It's not your usual. There's no harvesters, there's no drones. Well, there are drones, they're on the other side.
Are they going to call in the strike on the actual cave?
And using those forces well. Edmond is. From looking at his hand, he's playing with a very high sensitivity mouse.
Raptor's
he's
rough
barely
jazz.
moving. He's in full leech player mode right now, I think. There we go. So you can see from the markers there, Edmond's cleared the bugs out of the main hive. He's cleared the bugs out of that first tunnel, so I think they're about to come back. There we go. So he's just got to clear those last few tips of bugs down. Oh, they're going to make it. Oh, I think they got pushback. Didn't quite make it. But he can get down a drop zone and keep people up. And he's got some reinforcements back at the base to come and help. But looks like that hive's down, that hive's down, that hive's down. Clear it, go on, get those guys in there. Come on, boys and girls, you can do it. So they're going to go in there. The bugs basically have been drained of their strength and their fury to take you out.
They're going to go finish them off.
Push in, a few explosive charges and the hive is gone. And importantly, the Federation respects this.
You're here because that was the top comment on the Idiocracy movie.
Useful.
Yeah,
welcome, bro.
Very good, but
thanks
50 minutes left.
Yes, no pressure.
All right, so now we are going to another base.
Yeah, so what he did by taking that big bug hive now is he's bought himself a bit of space, a bit of breathing space around his main defensive lines. So what he's got to do is go and capture that other Federation outpost, which comes with more supplies attached, and also
hive growth.
Oh, hive growth. Oh, that's unfortunate. They dislike you even more. Oh, and arachnid counterattacks. Oh dear, Edmond. The pressure just keeps growing.
Well, I think he will need some new toys soon.
Yes, he will. So what he's going to do now is, see, he's got more supplies and he's got a few more defences, but he's got that hive just to the left of where he is now that's kind of sat in behind his lines. So if I know Edmond, he's going to go and secure that space. So what he's actually doing here is he's using his dropships for a bit of strategic manoeuvre.
What?
So he's pulled those units back into orbit, which gives him a bit of supply back.
Oh, I see.
But he needs to undo.
I thought he was going to load up the
HED
troops and
turrets
drop them
to get the
elsewhere.
More support back.
That would have been badass.
And now let him call down the might of the Marauder.
Nice.
There it is, boys.
This is what I was waiting for.
Yes. So if everyone who's watched Starship Troopers 3 will recognise the M11 Babar Marauder. And whilst these guys are recognising tankers are no joke.
Amen, brother.
The
Rip and
Marauder
dip.
is here with its Vulcan cannon and cross machine gun to basically make the bugs pay. So unfortunately, you see, it can move, it can fight, it can't shoot upwards, which is unfortunate. It's not very good at aerial bombardment, but that's what rifle troopers are for.
Makes sense.
Yes, so everyone's going to bring in the big guns now, literally.
Yes. Yeah, I really love it.
Yes, so he's going to secure this area from these bugs. These warriors are no threat at all to a marauder.
Wow,
look at that! Look at those.
You can shoot in any direction.
Yes,
it's amazing.
So you see that hive has been pretty much shut down within seconds.
Yeah, they're getting decimated.
When did they add mechs into Starship Troopers? They said it was in the third movie.
That's gonna be close.
Yeah, I made it.
This is more based on the movie universe.
Yes, Ed.
Yes, nice.
You are still alive. So now he's done what the Federation wanted, which is basically he's closing down hives. But he's now got a new objective, which is not just to clear all the hives, but also to activate the wavebreaker cannons on the exterior perimeter. So it's
what
can
you tell us about this cannon?
So wavebreaker cannons.
Oh, these are the big old guns.
You'll also remember possibly from Starship 3, defending the outpost there. They are very big guns, shall we say, is a very subtle way of putting it. But they're currently cut off. The defending forces didn't
I'm looking forward to play this. Hell yeah.
Earlier. So his job is to push forward, reactivate the controls, and use them to stop the bug attacks that are currently coming in. If you look on the minimap, you can see the arrows in the southeast. So there's bug attack waves coming from that direction. So he's now securing some little supply caches around the map to buy himself a bit more supply headroom. Which is used almost instantly. That's how good he is. Oh, and the bugs appear to be taking his base back. Oh, that's unfortunate, Edmond. They appear to have wised up to your cunning plans. So I think he might be about to go into negative supply. He is. Negative supply is no bad thing. He'll be fine. Edmond knows what he's doing. But it does mean that he's not going to be able to summon any new troops until he gets into positive supply again.
I mean, that's dangerous, but not. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the end of the mission.
No, it's the kind of thing. If he can go back there and retake those bases, I have entirely lots of faith in him. But I'm not sure his troopers necessarily do right at this moment in time. Run away, little Ben.
I can make it.
The mistake Edmond made here is that whilst there weren't many, oh dear, there's so many mistakes everywhere. Oh, Edmond.
Oh boy. That's the big boy.
His marauders there. He'll be fine. Those engineers, not so much.
By the way, how many types of marauders do we have in the game?
So we have 3. So currently,
there's 3 types of the mechs. Nice. Look at that big OAT rifle on that one.
Especially spits out high quantities of fire, very good for suppressing the bugs and slowing them down. And then he's got another one down there with a howitzer attached, which is basically a very good anti-armor long-range weapon, especially for taking out.
What's your favorite one?
Oh, I like the one he hasn't got, which is a flamethrower, which maybe we'll see later. So he's currently got some engineers to come and try and secure his main base because he's still getting raided. So yes.
Yeah, he's getting Shadow Legends right now.
To be fair to Edmond, we have asked him to set him a reasonable challenge here.
Yes. Well, I mean,
he's doing well.
He is, but he has 10 minutes left.
Yeah, it might be a kind of a noble discharge. But
get those guns, brother.
So yes, there's a good force pushing forward. He's lost his other forces. He's lost 2 bases. He's still clinging on to 2 other bases.
But he has 2 marauders.
He has 2 marauders.
And they are advancing. So
yes, they are advancing. He's got actually those troops there are decent support.
Yeah, it looks like you don't need to gather resources, but it's more like war support.
She may have bought the farm. She has. So he's unsupported, but he has all the cannons. And he did well there.
Ooh.
So what you may have saw in the middle there is a very big warrior bug. That very big warrior bug is a royal guard, who are big and scary and get really, really angry. He's currently doing a very good job of focusing it down with that howitzer marauder.
So the second bar that we see above the unit is like a second wing.
Yes, it's again kind of in full classic big boss manner. The royal guard has kind of 2 health bars.
Boom.
You get rid of the first, it gets quite angry then to get rid of the second.
Let's dodge there.
Yes, they're coming for the thing.
Does that not do damage to the bugs?
On one of the few units from the bugs are to really seriously damage a marauder. So he's having to fight on 2 flanks at once now. But he's doing a good job.
Or he is, for sure.
So he's pushing forward. He seems to have broken the back of it. He needs to get some troops up there to capture that terminal to get the wave breaker online. If he can get the wave breaker online, then he's got that bit of extra additional fire support right next to this hive. So that's a wonderful place, but it's a dangerous place to go. I bet you go, oh, hello, Royal Guard.
Dude, take this base. I want to see these guns, brother.
Did they make it? Oh, I think he stopped them just in time. If a Royal Guard can make contact with some rifle troopers, their attacks tend to be quite large. You tend to have a lot of bodies at once, which is unfortunate. But there you go. Oh, is he going to dodge? It's good. Those rifle troopers can maybe make it.
Yes.
Come on, Edmond.
Can make it. Come on.
We believe in you.
Come on.
So he's captured that terminal, get it online. That'll bring the next
Just a
wave
couple
breaker
more
online.
seconds.
Is he going to survive? Plasma everywhere. Oh, the hopper's interrupted him. The hopper's interrupted him.
There he goes. He's got it.
Yes!
Yeah, so our power is online. The wave breakers are firing.
Oh, damn.
We also gained one.
Now they got to hold the base.
There you go.
Oh, damn.
So those wave breakers are very heavily armored, very highly armored. So they are.
Amen, brother.
I really like how the
and
approach of the Federation is just build bigger guns.
No, who wouldn't build bigger guns? So the important thing now is that's kind of secured for him that flank that was coming from the southeast. So we can now start turning the corner. Pop when that royal bug pops out right next to his rifle troopers. Run away, boys and girls. So what people may have noticed, this level now, which different to the Steam Next Best demo, has lots of voiceovers in it.
Yes.
So the troopers are much more characterful. They are shouting where the marauders have their voices as well. And in the keeping with the Starship Troopers universe, there's soldiers of every type.
Yes.
The Federation.
Everyone is doing their part.
The turrets are badass, absolutely.
And we respect that. So that's another use of the dropships that everyone's doing there. So he had some units there that are in the backfield. They've been defending the main base. They're quite experienced. He's basically asking for the fleets to do a bit of strategic move, call that guy from the backfield to his midfield to help secure that middle base. And there we go. He's keeping these guys here because the tankers arrived like that. Oh dear, that tanker in your base might be a trouble, Edmond. Told you.
Oh no.
That's not ideal.
No, I think the HMGs have good armor piercing, but it's going to be tight. I don't think that one's surviving. Oh, down it goes. What's he bringing down? Who's in the ship? Who's in the ship? It's a fleet liaison.
I think it's just
Is she going to bomb it? No, she's going to summon a thing to get out of there. Run away! Oh, I think he's just survived. I think he has just about got away with that.
Yeah, probably.
So he's going to move his troopers back to the base. Oh, come on, troops! He's being helped. He's got a HMG there up on the turret, which I think is his last best hope. Come on, you can do it.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh,
then the
come on.
Oh, it was so close. Oh, here come the engineers.
That was a very violent effort.
He's oh dear, there's a bit of a flank. Oh, this is unfortunate, Edmond. We had so much faith, we had so much hope for you. Possibly need a bit more troops. Oh, you can summon a flame marauder to your main base there, Edmond, if you wanted to.
He's got more reinforcements dropping in on him.
This is a very desperate defense.
Oh yeah, AT, he's got him.
Yeah, there we go. That's the way to do it. Well done,
nice
Edmond.
job,
Good
Commander
work.
Edmond.
And as you said, because he'd secured that flank here with the
No
wave breakers,
sweat.
his advanced horse here were quite secure. He's got
What's
that,
up, Ferks? How you doing? Welcome to the Big O
That
stream.
Royal Guard is still really very angry. There you go. So we've got to now push forward, try and push the last of the bugs out of that hole.
And thanks for
There's a
subbing. Welcome
full
aboard.
tunnel over there, so he's going to take quite a bit of heat, I think. Like that, as he would say. So I think the problem is now he's having to move outside of the cover of that wave breaker.
Yes.
Oh no.
Incoming. Marauders don't really care. They're fine. The rest of the troopers not quite so well armored.
Dude, the Marauders
are being really sure.
The mech
now.
is awesome.
Yes.
It can like walk away and turn around and shoot while it's walking away.
Those
It's hilarious.
That was what, 7 of them? Yeah. So had the unexpected result. And this is the point where losing those bases earlier is really starting to bite, because he can't field that many units because he's missing what, about 10 supply for not having those bases. So here we go. Let's see. This is his next rank of push forward.
Another wave.
Yes, come on, troopers. So he's basically, those marauders are there. They're kind of fine, but unsupported.
What's up,
there's a
William?
good chance they're in trouble, and that hopper swarm is going to cause real issues when that group arrive.
I really like how they're just circling above them like vultures or something.
He has managed to get some upgrades there for his troopers though, and he's sensibly using attack move. So his infantry, as the hoppers fly over the top of that cliff, the infantry are engaging. Old Royal Guard, 2 Royal Guards, 1 on each Marauder, and the Plasma goes, oh, it's all going off. And unfortunately, Fleet Liaison has been a bit too brave. Oh well, these things happen.
Well, you know, officers need to lead by example.
She leads from the front. It's a really, really good way to go.
That's what the mobile infantry wants.
Precisely. She's there to. Fleet aren't just for flying; they're also for dying.
Yes.
So there we go. So now it's coming in a bit more support now. The Marauders, unsurprised, they can't fit into the bug tunnels, so you do need some infantry support to get in there. But he's doing a decent job. Lots of fire and flame and brimstone coming out of there. In go his troopers. Can they clear it? It's going to be close. There's a chance because he's done a lot of damage here. Go on, Edmond. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
Nice, boys.
Good work, sir. Well done.
There we go.
So, he's got 4 minutes on the clock from what I can see.
Yes.
He's got 1 more bug hive and 1 more plasma and 3 more control terminals to activate. That's a tough ask.
They said that there would not be multiplayer.
He's not drone hive.
Single player campaign only.
Oh, but his troops have got it, saved him there. That Fleet Liaison's going to get in the face.
Oh, more Groot.
Oh, the pistol saved her. Oh,
yeah,
well done.
They did.
Well done, Liaison girl. And here come the attack strike to really polish it off. There we go. She knows what she's doing. And down goes that plasma bug.
Boom,
nice.
baby.
Lovely work, Headmon. We never lost
Nice.
faith.
Come on.
So yeah, that's the next base coming online. This one has no supplies attached. It's kind of just a little mini forward base. But importantly, you can get new troops to it, which is kind of his key bit because he's kind of out of support radius. Next pair of waybricks
Here's the
come online.
mortar coming online.
More war support. So he's got 3 minutes and 2 terminals to capture.
Yes, although possibly High Command would give us a bit more time.
No.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Are you saying there might be more that they want to do with this?
No. I don't know. Let's see.
Well, here you go. He's engaging well. So he's got that other terminal over on that far side, which is where, if you remember, he got wiped out trying to take that base. So I would expect some opposition over there. I personally made the mistake of going, oh, it's fine. I'll just send a little set of troopers over to secure it and never hearing from them again. Oh dear,
damn those guns.
Back you go. Oh, that's what we like.
That officer is one of the best officers I've ever seen.
Down they go.
Wow,
That's
hit his own engineering troops.
Yeah.
But
Friendly
they get some
fire,
experience
bro.
from it, so you know.
Danger close.
I like it.
I mean, friendly fire is a killing, right?
Oh, it's an instructive lesson.
Yes.
So it's a grenade down there. Also, not only does it hurt the bugs, it slows them down as well.
By the way, I just wanted to mention it. It's rather obvious, but as you can see, bugs can scale and climb walls.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So they are not keen on. Well, it's a classic Federation thing. They build a very efficient outpost wall, which just happens to be the perfect size and shape.
Yeah,
for
the bugs have always reminded me of the Zerg from StarCraft, and the other way around.
But yes, they don't respect those.
There's been plenty of
go around them, they will go over
Starship Trooper mods for StarCraft that were like that. Lots of fun game modes.
Going down off his last base. Oh, unfortunately, as you can see, this is at full 4 pips now. These bugs are really not happy. Oh, you'll also notice that the Marauder, being a bit taller, doesn't really respect line of sight rules.
Yeah,
it's just shooting over top of everybody in front
that
of
makes
them.
sense.
And here comes
that's
all
awesome. The
bombs.
mech is so tall that he has the high ground.
Nicely done.
Suppressive.
Even though he's not on the same elevation,
Oh,
he can
so
fire over the top of the
Come on, you can do it.
Nice.
Come on.
It's badass.
So he's definitely got the upper hand here.
Yes.
Yeah, bunker D mods for StarCraft, absolutely.
Main base,
Steam Workshop? I'm not sure if this will have workshop support.
But he's still in the fight.
Maybe there'll be missions.
So that's the important bit. He's still in the fight. Yes, unfortunately. So the problem is, when you lose bases with technology buildings attached, you can't build that troop again. And you can only have one of those buildings on the map at any one time. So you notice that all I'm going to do now is summon more rifle troopers. And there you go. All right,
come on,
Edmond.
We're almost there.
Edmond,
come on.
I can see High Command waiting. High
Come
Command
on.
waiting for you, Edmond.
High Command is expecting some results soon.
It's now or never, Edmond. Now or never.
Come on, you can do it. It's so close.
Maybe not them.
It's so close.
Go, baby.
I can see the general going to the podium right now, Edmond.
The Sky Marshal wants it
Yes,
now.
the Sky Marshal is unhappy. Oh, so are those combat engineers. Oh, I'm not sure it's going to work. Oh, he's got away with it. No, he's been eaten. Oh well. Oh, however, he's got rid of 4 pips, got rid of 7 pips with the bugs. Got 1 more royal guard.
Come on.
Come on, get
I
those
still believe in
troopers
you.
up.
I still believe in you.
Time is technically up.
No.
No?
Not yet.
Oh, there we go, everyone. Get in there. Get in there. Man,
Getting there, soldiers.
Oh, lovely grenade. Fantastic grenade to finish.
Nice.
I think he's managed. He's only
Where's
gone
the
and done
timer?
It.
Yes.
The timer's like in the background of their live stream.
3, 6,
Nice. Come on.
9. Last soldier.
Come on,
1 more
boys.
soldier. You can do it, boys and girls.
Come on,
Everybody
boys.
else. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Edmond, you have survived to and be employed another day. Well done, sir.
Cleared pretty much all the map.
Now
Nicely done.
you will be deployed to even more lethal
Yes.
war zones.
Yes, you've proven your ability to fight in more war zones. It's great.
All right. Okay, so I think that's it.
Yeah, cool. So everyone's going to carry on tidying up. But I think we've done our job. We've done our duty.
Awesome. Good job, Edmond.
Well done.
You prove yourself a very efficient and competent commander.
Very good work.
So, as you can see, Starship Troopers Star Command is almost there. We're about to release the game on June 16th.
June 16th,
so we're
boys.
just looking forward to showing you more of the game
June
as we get
16th.
closer to the release. So we really hope that you enjoyed what you've seen. And is there anything else you want to say?
I'm really looking forward to releasing it. It's a really fun game. Really looking forward to getting it out there.
Awesome. So thank you so much, and we'll go back on the main stage.
I have a few additional keys to give away for this event too, by the way. So if you're liking what you're seeing, jump on our Discord. I'll drop a couple more keys today for a few other games, including a World War II strategy game.
This was the wrap up. So we've got the drinks.
Yeah.
I was thinking the spritz is the same colors as my MCV Develop Indie Game Publisher of the Year award. This is an award we won, I think, a couple of weeks ago now, voted by you guys out there and by the press and, in the industry, all the members of the industry. So great to see that, we have managed to show you so many games today. Julia it was exciting. I think all the games we showed today were really good.
I loved all of them, and especially the 2 brand new announcements. I know that they will be great, and I can't wait.
Kingdoms.
Yeah, Field of Glory
Yep,
Kingdoms.
we're going to do more keys on the Discord. Links in the description.
Ancient Arenas.
Great multiplayer match on Ancient Arenas. For anyone who didn't make it, I'm sorry, but it went very, very well.
Yeah.
And the Starship Troopers, it's good that we ended with Starship Troopers, which is the one that's releasing just in about a month's time.
In June on 16th. So you can pre-order it on our website, and from today also on our third-party stores website. So go and pre-order, and you have 1 month before the release.
The actual release. Then we showed Master of Magic, Stargate.
Yes.
And I think that this is time to wrap things up. This was our 3rd Home of Wargamers Live. We have improved this show over time. The past ones were very much about announcing games. This one has really been about showing games.
Terminators, they might show something more.
I keep saying I should
before the end. There might be.
Which is the one, right? Yeah, the right one.
We don't know.
But I'm happy that we come to this point where we are able to produce a show like this that's almost streamlined and problem-free. And we have so many people watching us now. There's thousands, literally thousands of people. So thanks for following us.
Yeah.
I look forward to hosting the next Home of Wargamers Live in some time into the future. We don't know exactly how and when, but we'll make sure that the next show is well announced well in advance. Do you want to recap a bit about our social media channels? And
Of course, as you already know, the hashtag of this Wargamers was OurLive 2022, and you can always write us questions on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, also on Twitch and YouTube, and we will see on tea time, of course, this Thursday, and we will answer the questions you made during this live that we did made to answer to all of them, because there were so much that it was impossible.
So many questions. I think tea time on Thursday will really focus on answering your questions as much as we can. We'll collect them all and make sure that we now answer all these questions. All the games you've seen today are releasing this year, except for Fiddle Grey Kingdoms. I really hope that you're going to join us next Thursday at tea time and continue following our channels. And it's been great to see so many people turning up to watch the show. Thanks for joining us, and ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Well, all right, so people are asking about like World War II games and such. On the last event, they did talk about a few World War II games they were working on, but I think they're so early in development that they don't have much more to show than what they had the last time. But we did see Stargate, yes. We saw the new Stargate game coming. We saw the, obviously, Starship Troopers last, and then also the, I already forgot the name of the, what was it again? Magic, oh yeah, Master of Magic, yes. I always forget the Master of Magic, which kind of reminds me of like Heroes of Might and Magic in a way. But it doesn't play like that much, but I don't know, just kind of reminds me of it, just because it's got that 90s look or whatnot. So, all right, well, that should do it for now. If you guys are interested in any of the games shown here, you can follow them on any of their social medias there. There's also links in the description for the games that they primarily covered today, and I dropped 3 or 4 keys for some games today, including Warhammer 40K games and also a Battlestar Galactica game. And we also have some DLCs to give away, and Panzer Corps 2, a World War II game that I can drop as well in our Discord sometime later today. But that should do it for now. I'm very excited then for the Starship Troopers game. It looks like we saw up to mission 17. They showed mission 16, but I saw in the corner there was like mission 17. It looks like there is a lot of stuff for that mission, or for that game. It's probably going to be a lot of maybe smaller missions too, because to do 17, you'd have to do like large-scale battles, medium-size, maybe like one where you get maybe like 2 squads, or like maybe like more of a stealth mission to escape the bugs. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, that should be it for Home of Wargamers 2022. And then again, if you have any more questions about the games, just make sure you tweet at them or DM them on like Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Or as they mentioned, they have their tea times and their cooking events too. So they'll probably be showing maybe some Terminator stuff. Maybe we'll see some more of Stargate. Maybe they're going to show off the there's another World War II game that they're working on, or Broken Arrow as well. However, because of Operation Small you-know-what, that might be delayed for obvious marketing reasons, but who knows. That's some interesting waters to navigate nowadays with modern warfare games, with what's going on. Some companies might be like, we're going to hold off. Others might just be like, you know what? Who knows? So anyway, that should be it then, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be live a little later today with some more games for you all, and I'll be dropping a new video live on the channel now. So again, today's stream was sponsored by Slytherin, the publisher for all the games you've seen today, and we'll continue to peek at these and probably take our first look at Starship Troopers Terran Command when the game releases on June 16th or before, and we'll probably get early access to it as well. And I might get additional keys to give away. So if we do, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell. We'll drop some more keys for mini games from Slytherin over the next couple months, hopefully, for you guys. So thank you to everybody who became members. Caldered with another big 020. Thank you very much, dude, for the support. And thank you guys for smashing like on the way out. Thank you very much for subscribing, hanging out. And thanks to the Slytherin team for being super cool. They have a really big variety of games, and it's cool that they're not only just working on modern games, but bringing back the genre from the 90s for, you know, people who are like old school strategy gamers, and also new stuff. The Terminator game looks like World in Conflict. I'm down. I'm excited for Starship Troopers. I say StarCraft because I always think of the only other game that I played for Starship Troopers was mods for StarCraft, so it's nice to see a proper RTS in our modern times. So I'm excited, and I hope you are too, for more. All right, guys, I'll see you a little bit later today. Check the channel. Should be a couple minutes, and there'll be a new video available for you, and I think you're really going to like it. A new game out today as well. So a big day of new stuff. If you missed today's stream, it'll be live in its entirety on the channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.